What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Collector's Table Live. I see you, nice guy in the chat. We live. That is absolutely correct. We got a special guest with us today, Buck Fangs. Thanks for joining us today, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, man. We were talking backstage a little bit. Shane, nice to see you again, too. We were talking a little bit about your background there, man. It looks good. Looks great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to see that background more than your other background. Not that the other background's bad, but this is cool because you got all your collection and I love the light ups for the DBZ stuff. I watched DBZ so much when I was a kid. So I'm surprised I don't have any DBZ statues. I came close a couple times, but
I love my collection, but even right now I'm actually it's in flux. So some of the stuff you actually see behind me, some of the key pieces are like up for sale, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, just mostly because I have too many Friezas. So I got that one, I got that one, and I got two other ones. And so what I'm just gonna do, he has too many forms. So just to represent him as a character in a bigger way, I'm gonna get a bust of the character.
Oh, okay.
And there's a display setup I have. He's gonna be behind the Ginyu Force, if anyone knows who they are.
Hell yeah, I know the Ginyu Force. The how many of there was like 5 of them, right? 5 or 6?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's gonna be the Ginyu Force in 1/6 scale and a bust of Frieza behind them. And it's gonna have like kind of like a diorama look. And because I don't have so much space in my collection, doing that will allow me to have a very effective depiction of Frieza within that saga, while still like utilizing my space efficiently.
Oh, okay. Nice, man. Which ones are you selling? You said you're selling a couple in the back?
So this is one statue.
Okay.
It's 1/6. It comes in 3 boxes. This is 3 boxes? Yeah, this is a large statue. And see all the resin effects? Yeah. Is that. The third box is kind of small. About the size of the riser the statue is on. It holds the mini bust that holds the switch out. So that's how that is. This is one box for this. There's more pieces to this statue. I just left them in the box because it takes up a lot of space. It's a large piece. Yeah. I'm selling Broly as well.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen that statue around a couple times. I think I saw it in Dr. Mike's collection. I've seen it in a couple different collections, but
this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty awesome statue. I'll get it again in the future, but I'll get the exclusive one. Right now this is a regular. The exclusive, you can switch out the Goku he's holding for like his ki blast and his eyes light up. So I'll get that one.
My favorite behind you is probably that Prime One Studios Goku and Vegeta. I like that pair. That I came really close to buying that Goku, and
it's fantastic.
And I just don't have any other DBZ statues. But what's that?
And I bought the bust holder for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I didn't even know there was one. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us, man. You got a cool collection behind you, and feel free to, if you want to. I don't really do too many sales posts in the group, but if you want to do a one-time post and throw it in there to have some people buy it, I don't mind.
Thank you, man. And sorry, Kid died. Just give a quick shout out to my president in the chat. I see him shouting me out.
Rashid?
Of course not. It's Gemini season.
He's talking about our man Cash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cash is awesome too. What's up, Cash?
Cash, if you want to jump on, man, jump on. Up to you. But anyway, let's
I just wanted to tell people what's going on. So we did something groundbreaking here at Collector's Table and with the BBC. We actually made a panel member swap. So for the next 6 months, we're going to have Buck Fangs, and on Saturday, the BBC is going to have K-Fet, and we're going to see how that works out. We're going to see if it catches on, and then everyone's going to start swapping.
Hey, we're just going to start swapping people.
Just making trades like an NFL team.
We're going to start drafting people and trading them like draft picks.
Yeah.
But Shane, what's new with you, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm happy Buck came on. I know we ride Buck a lot, and he shoots a lot of shots at Rashid and other guys, but and he is part of those douchebags at the BBC. But we do respect all collectors here, and I want to thank Buck for coming on. I wanted to have Buck on for a while. I really like his insight on stuff. He's very analytical, and I really like that. So looking forward to having Buck on.
Very nice. Cool. Let's move on. We'll say what's up to people in the chat. People are still kind of trickling in. Who do we got here? My man Jonas, first in the chat. Oh, snap. 2 weeks in a row, making up for the lost show. Love it. You know it, man. I was just saying, got to make up for the show. That's right. We got Collector Zone up in the house. Marcos, what's going on? Nice guy. My man. Always on almost every show. Nice to see you, nice guy. Thanks for contributing to the Facebook group, by the way. Always a big contributor.
Definitely.
Alan Kiefer, another regular. What's up, Alan? How you doing? Morning, guys. We got Mitch. What's going on, Mitch? Afternoon, gents. Dinesh, another regular. What's going on? How you doing, Dinesh? I hope you're having a good Sunday so far. Hey, Adam, Shane, and Buck. Yeah. Buck, dang, you snuck onto the table. Nah, man, he's always invited to the table. Gotham Cinnabites. Hey, look, it's Buck, the anime king wannabe. All right, guys, this is international waters. This is neutral ground. None of that cock stuff here. Even though,
first of all, let's not get crazy. We'll do cock stuff whenever. But I like how you're saying none of this cock stuff, but you're the one showing and reading these out.
Yeah, I know. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love that stuff. Dennis,
it's all good fun. That's all it is, right? It's all good fun.
What's up, Dennis? Nice to see you again. Alan, hey man, your collection's looking pretty good. I've been seeing you on Facebook. I think you just picked up. Was it a? I think it was a scarecrow you just picked up, and this is the guy who bought my. This is the guy who bought my Mr. Freeze.
Nice.
Actually, Buck, after I sold you that Scarlet Spider-Man, I was like, man, I kind of miss that thing now. But
man,
I don't have that theme anymore, so I had to sell it. But how do you like that? You still liking that piece?
I really love the piece, but I actually let it go at the beginning of this year.
Really?
Right. I sold a bunch of Spider-Man pieces because from that group I had yours, I had the Superior Spider-Man, and I had their symbiote, and I sold all three. I gave it to a good collector on the West Coast with me as well. His name is Demetrius. So
that's the middle name.
Yeah, it was like a hard decision to make, but I just decided I don't want as many Spider-Man suits anymore. I just want a classic one, which I haven't found, and I'm gonna get the symbiotes flanking him. So
nice.
That's the theme now for Spider-Man. I don't want to go too deep. Again, it's an issue of space. I don't have that much space, and I want to use it effectively.
Good.
I got a question for you, Buck.
That Scarlet Spider-Man was so good, though. I loved it.
It was awesome and compact, right?
Yeah,
I really appreciated that.
Sorry about that, Shane. Go ahead.
Oh, it's all good. You said you want the symbiotes following him. What symbiotes? Are we talking just Venom Carnage, or are you going into Scream and Toxic?
No, not that far in.
Riot?
So, in fact, pretty much a lot of the characters from the Maximum Carnage stuff, not going to happen.
No anti-venom, nothing like that.
No, so it's just, I'm just getting anti-venom and all that's nice guy. He's building a whole Venom wall.
Oh, wow.
But I'm going to get just Venom, Carnage, and I got the symbiote suit, and then it's going to be Spidey, like in his classic red and blue. I just haven't found my classic Spider-Man yet. Like, I want to be very demanding and for the piece.
You're paying your money for it. You have that right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what you love. I love the old school sideshow premium format where he's got his hand down on that beam and he's like webbing out. I got that repainted because the smoke explosions on the bottom of the base were gross. So I got that repainted to smoke, and I got his suit repainted, and I got the beam repainted, and I think it looks beautiful. It personally, it's my favorite 1/4 scale Spider-Man.
It's a good piece. There's a lot of good ones there. I just feel like I want perfection.
None of them you love.
Yeah.
I get it. And Spidey's a big guy for you, right? So
yeah,
Spider-Man. So I get it. Yeah, that's a great.
That statue is so awesome, and for some reason I don't have it yet. So
wow,
it's crazy. I'm
considering anyway.
I'm gonna pick it up soon.
The only thing I have against that statue, and it's just a pick, it's just personal discretion. I don't like the teeth. I think they didn't do like 4 or 5, whatever Carnage has, individual like black pointy teeth. They did like 1 or 2, and it looks like a bird beak, his mouth. And I'm not sure why they did that, but I just don't like it.
In terms of why, the inspiration for it was like a turtle. That's what
really?
There was a video that Daniel Bell did where he expanded on that, like where he got the reference and the idea on how to.
I could see it
like a snapping turtle.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I still don't like it, but I can see
definitely. It. But that in terms of like knowing why or like the rationale behind it, that's what he said.
It's my only nitpick with that statue. Other than that, I think that statue is amazing.
All right, guys, let's continue saying what's up to the guys here. Jojo, what's going on? What's going on? Fuck, it's Bug. I think I read that already. Hey, what's happening, guys? Hope all is well. Ledge, my man. Nice to see you, Ledge. Another good guy in the community. Gotham Cinnabites. What's up, Gotham?
What's up, Terry? Congrats, Terry, on hitting 600.
Oh, nice. Congrats, man.
Adam doesn't know. He doesn't watch your show, but congrats, Terry. I watch it.
I didn't. I barely have time to watch like any shows. But
just so you guys know, when we're off the air, or Adam and I will be chatting during the week or playing a game, and like a week later, we'll go, "You're a fucker." You know, you said that shit about Gotham Cinnabites on the air.
we have a secret flame war. So.
All right, who else we got up in here? Shane saying what's up to everybody. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Critical, what's up, Critical? Another one of my favorite guys. We already said what's up to Catch. Who else? Did I miss anybody? Piggy's Picks, another good guy. Greetings. What's going on, Piggy? All things gaming, my man. J-Rod, what's going on? What's up, ladies? Who else we got up in here? I didn't mention any of the cocks. I said I want to be anime king.
To be fair, he's right. Technically,
he's right. Yeah.
Hashtag unreleased the Snyderverse. Let's send it back.
Drifter, what's up, buddy? Who else we got? I want to make sure.
We got a couple that you missed, I think, but it's hard to keep track. Yeah. Ben
Hizzle, what's going on? How you doing? What's up, everybody? Buck, that's great looking collection.
Thanks a lot, man.
And we got William Wright. William Wright, what's going on? How you doing? I'm having bad tooth. Oh, well, he's talking about bad tooth pain. Marcos, hey everyone. Sorry I missed so much. Of course, I plan on sitting here and watching the life kicks in. Yeah. Gotcha. Ed, what's going on?
Gets in the way.
How you doing? Thanks for joining us. E-Man, what's up? What's up, everybody? And I think that's it. All right, cool. Yeah, so I want to talk about, we're going to start off with a couple shows that are coming out soon. I think you guys probably heard about most of these shows. If not, we're just going to cover it real quick. I just wanted to, this does relate when I talk about these shows. Usually it relates to statues because they usually make statues out of these shows. But let's see what we got. So we got the new Romulus, Alien. This, I believe this is going to be a movie, not a show. But yeah, can't wait for this. Did you guys see the trailer? There's a trailer that came out.
I keep forgetting to watch the trailer.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen the trailer, it's like a minute long. It looked really good in my opinion. I put it up on my Facebook group. So if you guys want to check it out, it's there.
If I know I'm going to watch a movie or an upcoming TV show, like I know definitively I'm going to watch it, I avoid any and all trailers as much as I can and spoilers. I want to try to go in as fresh as possible. Like Deadpool 3 is a great example. Deadpool 3, they tried to do like a lot of secrets for the fans to really get people like putting all these characters in there. And now another one just leaked about Henry Cavill. Like they're trying to do all this. And I guess Ryan Reynolds said it's really sad because they tried to do so many things that would have blew people's minds in the theater. But of course, nothing could stay a secret, right? And people have to leak it on social media. But I hate going in knowing stuff. I want to go in blank if I know I'm going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I can be the same way, but I don't have any self-control, and I get excited, and I end up watching a trailer anyway. And then I do feel like a lot of trailers give a lot away, and it's like, damn, you shouldn't have showed that. But at the same time, they're trying to capture people to watch it, right? So I kind of get it, but I still think they show too much. But in this trailer, I don't think they did. I think it was, they showed enough for you to be like, yeah, I really want to watch it, especially if you're an Alien fan or a horror fan.
Subcritical.
So Marcos was saying Romulus equals same old thing. Love to see something different like Prometheus, but it was just a teaser. So it's very split. You get a lot of people that are the old school Alien, like they like the old school aliens. They like the, when they were on the ships or they were on a planet. This one kind of follows that trend. It doesn't follow the Prometheus trend, I believe. This is going to be sometime in between the 1976 or 79 and 1986 movies. It's supposed to fall in line somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be very interesting.
Little insight is like, so you know how Prometheus is like the first man, and that was kind of like the idea behind that movie. You got to see the engineer and how the xenomorphs were born.
Yeah.
Based on that. And then the title Romulus, what that implies, because Romulus is one of the founding, like the mythos behind Rome and how the city began is that they're two brothers, Romulus and Remus, and they were nursed. They were like, it's kind of like Moses in the Bible. And they were picked up by like a she-wolf, and she raised the two boys. And so it's like the founding mythos for Rome. And so the fact that they're naming this after one of those brothers, I guess it might have to look into the themes while you're watching it. There might be some relation into how this is the beginning of some kind of civilization. I don't know.
I'm excited. I just like seeing alien movies in general, even if they switch it up a little bit. I'm very open-minded when they do certain things, as long as it's nothing crazy. We got my man Cash in here. Cash, how you doing, man? Welcome. How's everything been?
Pretty good, man. Just had to make my rounds at Chick-fil-A. They opened up, especially for me, only on the Sunday.
That was one of the campaign spots today. So, like, we
don't have Chick-fil-A in Canada, but I hear nothing but good things about it, and I really want to try it.
Well, you had me for a second there because I was like, wait a minute, it's Sunday. Like, were they really open? And yeah, nah. Okay, gotcha.
I think in Toronto, actually, you have.
Do they in Toronto?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Gotham Cinnabyte saying the trailer wasn't impressive. Covenant had a decent trailer, but a shit movie. They got to earn it. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I'm looking forward to it just because I like Alien. I like the concept of aliens. So we'll see what happens. But a lot of people didn't like the whole Prometheus thing. But you got some people that do. Yeah. You got
speaking of concepts, my buddy who made your XM Alien there, he did a couple concepts for this flick.
Oh, really?
That's cool.
That's awesome. I don't know if anyone has ever played the game Half-Life, but when I look at this, I just see the cover of Half-Life.
I see it.
Even the suit design, it looks like his, but it's just different colors.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. Very nice. Anyway, yeah, let's see what these guys are saying. Mitch, the Alien trailer was okay. Nothing I haven't seen already. I would have preferred a proper conclusion to Prometheus. I agree. Gotham, you're telling me every Alien movie has to be in a dark ship.
with a female
holding a flamethrower. Yeah.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But anyway, I just wanted to cover this a little bit. I thought it would be interesting. I can't wait for it to come out. We'll see what direction it goes. There's been a lot of Predator movies too, and most of them have sucked except for 1 and 2, in my opinion. And well, a couple, maybe one or other one. But with the newer Prey movie, I thought it kind of brought back Predator a little bit. You know what I mean? I liked the latest one, so we'll see how this one turns out. But let's see what other shows we got here. We'll keep it moving. If you want to keep an eye on the chat, Shane, I think.
Yeah, well, every time you're going through, I always pop it up there. I just don't interrupt and read it, but I always pop people's stuff up when I can.
Thank you, buddy. All right, so this is something I'm really looking forward to. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, I played this game, the very first one, on computer. It had the overhead view. Loved this game. Obviously, it progressed into PlayStation, and they started coming out with new games like Fallout Vegas and all the other ones that came out. I played a little bit of it when it didn't follow it all the way through. I think they even had Vault 79 that came out too. Did okay, not like the earlier games, but did you guys ever play this?
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Fallout because I don't know. I went into it expecting good gunplay, but you play it more for the RPG and So, but it has its fan base, especially New Vegas. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure which Fallout this is based on specifically, though.
I don't know either. I just know it's Vault 33, whatever storyline that's from, if that is a storyline, or maybe they're just coming up with their own. But I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully they don't mess it up. Now, I think this is supposed to be a show. Am I right on that?
This is a TV show, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a TV show. Okay.
I believe episodes are already out, right? Because I've seen impressions, or maybe it's just a trailer. Maybe it's just a trailer, and I've seen impressions of that.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be cool. And obviously, they don't really make too many Fallout statues from what I remember. I think I've seen a couple like articulating like Hot Toys style, but never nothing outside of that.
Maybe like the guy in the suit. I can't remember what those suits are called, but I've seen maybe
power armor. I think
the power armor.
Yeah.
I've seen collectibles of the Pip Boy. I think that's what the thing on their arm is called.
Boy, yep, it is.
And then the other stuff, but not necessarily statues.
This is super like nostalgic when I see this, like just because I played it since I was a kid. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. What else we got coming out? Let's see. We got The Penguin with Colin Farrell. I didn't even know this was a thing until Shane sent it to me.
I forgot about it, but
yeah, it's going to be a TV show, I believe.
I love like this. He was one of the best parts of the film.
Agreed. He was awesome, and nobody knew it was him. Like that makeup, insane.
Yeah. No, I had no clue it was him. The way they did the makeup and all the little silicone on his face and everything, it was crazy.
His like American accent is just so believable.
Right?
Whenever you hear him in interviews and like, what the hell is going on? This dude is Irish? Yeah.
There's so many actors and actresses out there that are British, Irish, Australian that I didn't even know. And then I see an interview with him. I'm like, you're kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing this too. Hopefully this turns out great. What's that, Buck?
I said I hope it's good because I love the movie. I watched the movie a lot of times, and I hope this is good.
Yeah.
Cash, what do you think about this? You're a big Batman fan. You looking forward to this?
I actually never seen the Batman with the Twilight guy.
Really?
No, we put it on and oh wow, really? We put it on. We put it on, and the scene, like the very first scene, is probably like the first 10 minutes where he's in like some apartment and he's like hiding in the background or something. Mm-hmm. That's where I fell asleep at, and I just never tried it again. And she's always hinted like she'll put it on and be like, "Hey, you want to watch this?" I'm just like, yeah.
What's wrong with Buck? Is he laughing?
if you're going to be president of the nerds, you have to at least, and call yourself a huge Batman fan, and you have a little Gotham room, you have to at least have seen every Batman movie out there. And there's been about, what, 6, 7 of them? You have to add 8 of them. You have to at least have seen that.
What's up, man? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, Cash. You got to check it out. It's dark, it's gritty. It's nothing like when I see the movie, I don't picture the Twilight guy at all. I picture like just another version of Batman, and it's very like gothic looking. He's got like this emo look to him.
He's my second favorite Batman, my least favorite Bruce Wayne. But I'll tell you what I love about this Batman is that he brings back the old school detective skills, which I love about Batman, and the other movies miss a lot of. All of a sudden, he's just a badass guy who kicks everyone's ass like Steven Seagal. But where's the investigation? Where's the the detective, the sleuth? And this movie brings that back, and I really like that.
It makes it more interesting, when they do more of the detective work. So. Yeah, I agree with you there.
We got a question from the chat. Yeah. What's wrong with you, Cash?
All right. Next one is Jake Gyllenhaal wants to play Batman, James Gunn, DCU. I don't know. Is this a real thing? Is this real?
I hope it doesn't happen. Because I like Jake Gyllenhaal, and I have no faith in James Gunn.
I don't know.
Let me ask you guys something. If they were making a Batman who's say 30 years old, roughly, so we have a time frame, who do you think you would cast to play Batman and Bruce Wayne for about a 30? So anyone who could pull off anywhere from like 30 to 35 years old, roughly, look. Who would you guys cast if you're the director and it's up to you?
Jensen Ackles.
No.
Now, do you think he looks 35? Because that guy's like 45 years old.
But he voices Batman.
And you got to think, let's say you're going to need this Batman for the next 12 years for multiple movies. Do you think in 12 years, when this guy is 57, he's still going to look the part?
Probably
you got
not.
to think about that, right? Like long term. If James Gunn got rid of Henry Cavill to begin with.
I'll say this: I only want Ackles to be. I want him to be the voice actor. Like now that Kevin Conroy has passed away, I only see Jensen doing, because he would always fill in a couple movies here and there. Mm-hmm. So like for animated stuff, I only want to see Jensen. But for on-screen live action, take your pick and just pick one damn person.
Yeah, I don't pick a person and stick with them for a while, because they're
not have to be anyone famous.
Yeah, it doesn't. The thing with Batman is like all the guys who have played him well. No one ever expected him to play a good Batman.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because you think about like Heath Ledger, right? I'm just talking about Joker, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you would have told me that the guy from Brokeback Mountain was going to be the best Joker, in my opinion, ever, right? I would have been like, yeah, right. Not the dude from Brokeback Mountain.
Everybody laughed at that back in the day. All of us were laughing, going, "Are you kidding me with this guy compared to Jack Nicholson? No way."
People were like,
a lot of different version of Joker, right? We didn't expect that psychopathic Joker. We expected the comedic relief Joker, like Jack Nicholson with the cheap little tricks and that, not to put a pencil through your brain.
But even Batman, for even like Keaton, people doubted him. They were like, "What? Mr. Mom is going to be Batman now?" And people always doubt the pick, right? And
that's why we don't make movies. That's why we don't make movies. I'll probably plug it up.
I don't think he did a bad job, but I think Keaton as Batman's overrated.
Yeah. Well, I think Keaton is just an iconic Batman from certain demographics and age groups, because
I can't keep getting over the duck lips in the suit.
Yeah. Only because he was the Batman that was for a certain era of people growing up. So they saw him a different way than, say, somebody who was a little bit older. Even if it was a couple years, they would have been like, that Batman was kind of cheesy. But for a kid, when we saw it, we were like, damn, that shit was.
And it was the first ever live action, like really big movie Batman.
Yeah. So. Anyway,
that's back when superhero movies weren't very big.
Yeah. And then we got this guy that would love to play, I guess, Reverse Flash. I don't follow.
He played him on the CW show.
Yeah.
It was one of the best things on that show.
Yep. Yeah, and he played like multiple characters. Very good actor.
He's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we need any reminders about the CW. Let it fade right into the abyss.
All right, X-Men 97. All right, here, before we start talking about this, I got to put a little bit of a governor on this one, only because I've started, and I told Shane this a little while ago, probably a couple weeks ago to a month ago. I started watching the X-Men animated series all over again, and I'm trying to catch back up and rewatch it as an adult so I can just follow the storyline. But I guess the first episode is out. Is it just the first episode? You guys know?
I think the first two, right?
The first two?
Yeah, and then every Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday, the best day of the week, the show's going to come out.
So have you guys seen this, and can you say if it's pretty good without any spoilers?
I've seen it. I think it's great. There's a couple things with it that I don't love. They're not terrible. It's not like a make or break by any means. I just think it's a little over the top in a couple spots, but overall the nostalgia's there. They did very good, and overall, excellent.
Okay. Did you guys watch it too, or you guys haven't caught it yet?
I have not.
No. I didn't check it out. I saw the animation. I didn't like it, so I just passed.
Okay. Were you a fan of the animated series growing up, Buck?
Not as much as a lot of people, but like for its time, it made sense. And I understand with this show, they're trying to recapture that nostalgia. So that's why it looks a certain way. But not even the art style, but the motion and the action scenes. There's a look to it that I find that problem with most like Western animation shows. I think like there's like a new standard if you look for like action the way it's represented in anime, and I just feel like they need to bring more of that into it. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Well, I plan on watching it. Like I said, I think I'm on the first season. I'm about to be done the first season. I think there's 5 seasons total or something. So I'm going to try to catch up and watch the new stuff, and we'll see how it goes.
Like I give it an 8.5.
Yeah.
Wow. The first 2 episodes. There's a few things I'm not a fan of, but overall, I really like it.
What's everybody saying in the chat? Is anybody watching it, or do they like it?
A few people haven't seen it yet. A couple people said it's good, but it's hard without giving spoilers, right? Other than it's good.
Yeah. This is some more news. Marvel wants Mr. Sinister as the villain for the X-Men reboot.
Good.
I'm okay with that from a storyline perspective. I think the build up with the whole like scientist type stuff could be really intriguing. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah, he's a major X-Men villain that hasn't been given any screen time. So
super cool character. Like, how do you not like Mr. I think he's an awesome character. But
like, I hope they redo Apocalypse, because that was disgusting what they did to Apocalypse.
Oh my god, it was terrible. Are you talking about the last X-Men movie where
it's as bad as what they did to Venom in Spider-Man 3 or Juggernaut in X-Men 3? It was atrocious.
But wouldn't they have to redo
one of my favorite characters? I know. Go ahead, Catch. What?
They would have to redo him, because didn't Apocalypse they
did
him,
so, you're right.
Yeah, they would have to.
They would just rewrite the story in some way to not have Apocalypse be associated with Sinister.
But you can't. Like he's not him without Apocalypse.
Somehow we're getting a Craven movie without Spider-Man.
And everything right now, Cash, is all multiverse, right? So just because you're watching the movie doesn't mean it's the multiverse you grew up reading comics in. Okay. They've already set that precedent with Venom and with other movies. So,
all right. Well, we'll see what happens. I guess this will be interesting to see how it develops, and hopefully we get something cool.
Hopefully. I hope he says it's Morbin time, and when he shows up.
Oh, I wanted to show this real quick. Atticus, if he's still in the chat, wanted to give some shout outs to some of the guys. Atticus got his Venom Arise, and he was showing some pictures off in the Facebook group, so we appreciate that. Looking good, Atticus.
Nice. Is that your preferred portrait, Atticus?
I like this the best.
What's up, John?
That's my favorite portrait.
What's up, John?
Hey, John, how you doing, man? Happy belated birthday.
Critical says anything is possible now, cash, but you don't have to watch. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm still waiting for my Venom from Todd. People started getting them. I think he obviously got them late too, because there was a QC issue. But
everyone got them late. They took a while on this guy.
Yeah. So I can't wait to get mine. This is probably the portrait I like the least, to be honest. I like this portrait the best.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of how you intend to display that, are you going to use the plugs or no?
I might use the plug. I don't really care for you're talking about like this one back here. I think this.
Yeah, like the pseudopods and the tendrils.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to mix it up sometimes. Sometimes I get bored of stuff and I'm like, I'll switch it up.
You got the depth though, right, Adam?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
So you should be okay.
Yeah. I just like switching it up sometimes. You know how you get some switch outs, you haven't even put it on for a while. And I'm the kind of guy that'll dig it out of the box and switch up my collection a little bit. I like doing that.
Yeah.
But another thing Atticus got, I think this was his Berserk. Really cool piece.
Yeah, great statue, man.
Really cool piece.
This one's the bonus deluxe.
Third scale.
Got that portrait. This piece is beautiful.
Yeah, the blood effect is nice. I like that.
Look at that, bro.
And dude is just bruised and battered, but he's gonna keep killing demons.
Yeah, I see you back there, Atticus. I see you, my man. Yeah, looks good. Let's see. I think we got some other pictures. Look at that.
Atticus says that back tendril adds about 4 to 5 inches.
Crazy.
Oh, really? That much? I didn't think so.
That's a lot of real estate to take up for one tendril.
Well, congrats on these pieces, Atticus. I just wanted to give you a shout out. You shared them in the Facebook group. I think this looks awesome, and big congrats on this. Big
nice.
Cool.
I used to have the Black Swordsman version of this, and I got rid of mine.
Are you talking about the one where he's standing up with his one leg up, and you can put the sword down or keep it up?
His leg isn't up. It's like 1/3 as well. There's multiple Black Swordsman statues from Prime 1, but it's kind of like the same style of this statue. It's just in his Black Swordsman armor. And you can either put, because with this as well, you can either put his sword up or you can put it down, pointing downwards.
Okay.
The sword positions are a bit different between the two statues though.
Yeah.
But
I sold one too. I had the Black Swordsman from Prime 1, one of the first ones that came out. It was a quarter scale. It was huge. And I sold it. It was like one of the biggest regrets that I ever.
It's so beautiful.
It is.
And all the swap outs are so awesome to have. And to give you the mini busts.
Very nice, Atticus. Oh. There we go.
That would be the head I would use.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Honestly, it would be hard to choose.
And who is this collection? Man, look at this. Shane.
Sexy. Look at that.
Looking good.
Yeah, this piece. I used to have the Sideshow Skeletor, which I thought was a great piece. Wasn't a fan of the mixed media cape. I'm just not a mixed media guy, but this piece is really well done. Really looks good from Tweeterhead. The whole line is fantastic. Like I put this line up there with XM Samurai, XM Transformers, not necessarily price wise, obviously, but just in terms of the line being so consistent and so good with very few, if any, weak links. So it turned out great. My one thing I would say, the statue with the cape is about, give or take 19, 20 pounds. And the cape alone is almost 6 pounds. So it's a very heavy, it's excessively heavy. However, the way they engineered it, the bottom of the cape flows out and is flat. And the cape, it's really thick and it's sitting on the base. Okay. And that's what's holding it up. But I would have preferred PVC and just make it, a pound or less. But it as soon as I took it out, I'm like, man, this thing has some weight to it. And then I weighed it, and it was 5.6 pounds, the cape alone.
You think they did that for engineering purposes, for like maybe for some balance, or maybe they made it and they were like, "Oh shit, we got to make this,"
because otherwise they're wasting a lot of resin on a
Yeah.
6-pound cape for all the hundreds of pieces when you could have made a little PVC cape for a lot cheaper, I'm sure. Either way, it looks great. Engineering's good. No breaks, and I'm very happy with it.
This collection's coming on. This line is coming along nicely. I really like Trapjaw.
I got Beastman on PO, and yeah, I'll wait for Evelyn, and then that'll probably be it.
Only the villains?
Yes, of course. Of course. No, if I had room, I would get He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Tila, Sorceress. I get all Mechanic. I get all those guys. I grew up on Masters of the Universe like I did with G.I. Joe, Transformers. Just my favorite statues of them happen to be 1/5, so that's why they're in 1/5. If these would have been 1/4, I would have bought these in 1/4. But yeah, I don't have room to do all of them. So
I see you using a proper portrait for Hordak.
Of course, anything else would be ridiculous.
All right.
And Hordak's also hard because they had 3 different versions of Hordak, but I think this version fits in perfectly with this line. The other one, in my opinion, is a little too dark. It still looks great, but it's a little too dark to fit in with these guys. And the other one's way too vibrant to fit in with these guys.
Too saturated, too. Yeah.
All right. So moving on, I wanted to give a shout out to my man, X-Men exclusives. And
enjoy your hiatus, X. I know you're not listening to this, but
looks good, man. Your collection's coming along nicely. You were sharing this in the Facebook group too. We appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, your collection's always looked really good. I think he just got this Blob statue not too long ago.
Yeah, he just got it like last week. It's fantastic. Yeah. Eric Sosa sculpt.
Yeah, it's looking real nice. Real nice. Does Blob scale like that to Apocalypse?
It depends, I think.
Apocalypse could change his height, and he also shapeshifts, so he's however tall he wants to be. But next to Blob like this, he looks pretty small. But keep in mind, Apocalypse is XM, and Blob is custom, so they could do it any size they want.
I really like that. I think this is XM too. I really like this one. Why am I drawing a blank?
Omega Red.
Omega Red. That's right. So this is an old school piece, but I really like this one. I think she's a little overscaled.
She's a lot overscaled.
A lot overscaled. Yeah.
That's one of XM's biggest mess ups for overscale. She's gigantic.
I dig the sheets, man. Anyway, that's that. Just wanted to remind you guys, if you don't know by now, StatueCon is coming. I'm super excited. I cannot wait, just because I went there last time and I know what to kind of expect, and it's supposed to be better this time around. There's a lot of people that are supposed to be going. Cash, did I see you on here, Cash? Are you going?
No, I might try to though.
Man, it is so much fun. Listen, even if you don't have to obviously have a statue channel to go. Anybody could go, but it is the coolest thing. I've been to cons before, and this is, we go for the statues, and it's so cool to go over there and see so many statues. It's almost like your brain is just overloaded with all the statues there when you first walk in, and it's like, where do I start? So he's supposed to have even more this time. A lot of people are going. You got Fatal and Gem, and Daniel Bell will be there. I'm really looking forward to meeting Daniel Bell. I hear he's such a nice, humble dude. But yeah, can't wait to go.
I would go just so I could whisper in Daniel Bell's ear. Better start the switch outs again, bud, or else.
He's been killing it lately, man. He's been killing it lately with the that Batgirl. He made the Batgirl, right? That Batgirl was
I believe
real nice. Real nice. So,
I got a question for Buck. Buck, if you could have any single anime statue, any character made, even if it's been done before, which character and which artist would you like to see make it? Anything. Nothing's off the table.
I kind of got what I want.
Do you? Okay.
But if any character, Oh, it's not an anime. It's a manga.
Sure.
And it's called Vagabond. It's one of the best pieces of art you will ever see in your life. The artwork in it is beautiful. The story is beautiful. It's about a samurai, and I would want to see the main character and some other characters done. But the main character's name is Miyamoto Musashi. He's a famous Japanese swordsman. If anyone, people probably know about him. I want to see that get made by, there's an artist called Fabiano Carlos, or he does like some Marvel and DC pieces, even licensed.
I've heard the name.
Some XM statues, but like he does a lot of anime stuff, and it looks. I think he always gets the likeness well. I think it'll be very faithful to this guy's work. So I'd like to see a Musashi statue done. The only thing is, it doesn't have an anime, and it feels there's a lot of people that, even though there's a lot of people that read manga, the people that watch anime are way more. And certain things don't get made into statues until there's an anime. Right. Even if it's happening in the manga, like there's a scene that's so amazing happening in the manga, the like people producing statues won't even produce that scene until it shows up in the show, and the anime actually catches up with that. So I hope one day someone makes Vagabond, a Musashi. Right now, I think maybe Figurama is my best bet, and I'm whenever they ask, I always say do this, and I'd like to see it happen. If that happens, I'll get it done. Wow.
No, that's cool.
What's up, Patsy the Belfry? So I want to ask this question to you guys. This is going to be the major topic of the show. Let me see if I can. Let me go to the banners. So I should have probably broke this up into separate questions, but we'll just put it all out at once. All right. Are statues progressing in the right direction? Is silicone better than polystone when it comes to realism? And does it matter if it articulates? Okay, so I'm going to read a couple. I'm going to start us off, and I'll let you guys have your comments. We'll have an open discussion. And I'm going to be reading what the guys put in the Facebook group. Now, this is obviously in regards to the new Hulk that came out, but this is also generally speaking into the progression of statues and how statues are progressing and evolving over time. And do you like the direction it's going in? I just want to know y'all's personal opinion. Okay, so first, let me read this to you. This is from my man, Anthony Kennedy, Mr. Kennedy. He put in the Facebook group, controversial take. So I asked this in two different posts, by the way, just so you guys understand the context. I said, are they evolving? I forget how I said it the other way. Are they progressing the right way? Do you like the way it's evolving? That kind of thing. So Anthony Kennedy said, controversial take. Any character, comic, or movie made from silicone is not a statue, but a figure. Statues don't articulate. You can swap out pieces on a statue for a different look, but it's still a statue. Once that thing articulates, it falls into the figure/mannequin category. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's like I don't think it's black or white. I don't think it's a binary thing. I think it's kind of like a spectrum, a sliding scale. There's a lot of pieces that have some motion in it. Like, would this all, if it's articulation, would this apply to the Blitzway Prime 1 Heath Ledger Joker with the articulating eyes? Is that still not a statue? Or maybe the Way Studios, like Pacific Rim statues that have the motorized pieces in them? Like, I think in terms of scale and just like what we conventionally consider statues, I would just say those things are like outliers. If like the Hulk was fully articulated, it was able to be fully articulated, and you could pick it up and mess around with it and like play with it, I would call it a figure. But I don't think it meets enough criteria to become a figure.
Okay. All right. And what is your take on this, Shane?
I think, for my personal definition, if his arms, legs, head, if they articulate, it's not a statue. It's a figure. I agree completely. Buck made some good points with the eyes and with like the Way Studios on their Pacific Rim with the moving blade. I think that's like an add-on piece, but I'm talking if like the actual body, the appendages and everything can articulate, I think that moves from statue to very, very, very expensive figure. And that's just an escalation from people getting their action figures as kids to now buying $4,000 giant action figures that just stand there and every now and then you're going to move it. Okay. So I agree with AK completely.
What's your take on it, Cash?
Well, starting from the this one, I agree with Buck and Shane, because like for starters, it makes you wonder the timing of the piece of putting it out with the movies being so far away.
That's a whole different topic right there. Yeah.
But I also feel like I can't get into that because that would be kind of biased, because if they put out a Terminator piece, well, that's 30 years ago. I still would want it. So I feel like with this, it does fall in the line of being a figure, just with the articulation. I don't think anything's wrong with that, because it's like, why have his arms be silicone but not his legs? I mean, it's so much on the piece that I could go with. I just question the entire silicone. Like, I don't know, like, are his legs going to be like? Because when I seen the picture, it looked very moist. Would be my word, you know,
like kind of like a wet kind of moisture. Yeah. That could have just been, you know, sometimes Shane tells me that about some of my reviews, and sometimes my lighting is screwed up. That could be lighting where it just makes it look a little bit more shiny or
no. And if you talk to people with these J&D statues and that, they'll tell you that they do glisten. They do.
I got the same kind of.
Isn't the right word, but Buck will tell you like they do get a little wet.
Really?
Silicone does.
Silicone.
I don't have silicone, so I don't know.
It secretes oil depending on. It does it over time, just to like, because the silicone leaches oil outwards, because it has like a shelf life. It's like or like a half life. It slowly degrades over time, and the same thing happens with our like polystone and stuff. Is just slower, right? But like the moisture is going to be leaching out of the silicone, and it's going to be drying out over time. There's ways to like slow it down. You know, you put powder on it to set things. You keep it in a controlled environment. And, you know, as we say, these are the things happening. It's like supposed to happen over a very long period of time.
Like how long? You know, like how long? Do you know how long?
They say it's supposed to last like guaranteed 25 years. But it can last much longer. Like you there's like silicone props that they were using in movies from how many years ago. You could go see them. They're still alive. They're not dead. It just depends on how you like preserve the statue, right? Okay. It can last much longer than that time, but that's the guaranteed time. They don't want to give you any more guarantees beyond 25 years.
Okay. And what do you guys here? Let me just show this real quick. So what do you guys think about like polystone versus silicone? Do you feel like you get better detail with silicone than you do polystone, or just a different material that they use, like a harder material? Do you feel like silicone is just the top?
Polystone all day, every day, over silicone 100% of the time. For me personally, I think silicone, yes, it captures realism, but I don't collect movie statues. I do comics, so that doesn't really mean anything to me. Plus, it's way overpriced, in my opinion. And you do have, I know you could drop and break a polystone statue, but you can get that repaired. With silicone, once that shit starts ripping and tearing on you, there's not much you could do. You could buy stuff to like glue, silicone glue, but that's going to be very noticeable on a statue. And good luck getting that repaired and repainted. So I'll take polystone 100% of the time. If it's silicone, I don't even want to see it, like in terms of adding it to my collection.
Okay. Well, let's bounce back to these guys real quick, and then I'll let you answer, guys. So, Ledge, when it comes to buying the Hulk by Queen, silicone is better, and the realism is undeniable. Mm-hmm. It looks absolutely amazing. Yes, I have some nitpicks. He is a little aged and a little soft in the belly, and it really doesn't articulate much. but just enough to tweak the pose a little bit. I mainly like how the head can move and not so much the arms. It was a good idea to make them move, and I believe this stuff will last longevity wise. People get too worried about stuff they don't know about and is all, but I don't think they would make a product that's going to fall apart in a few years. Okay, that's what kind of Buck was talking about. So I think your investment is safe if you buy this Hulk, and I'm definitely thinking about getting it. I prefer a movie Hulk. Just wish it had more muscle definition in the stomach area. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Buck, did you want to add something?
Yeah. So like in terms of like progressing in the right direction for the hobby, I don't think silicone is the future. It's more like it's just here. People, it's another material to use to produce stuff. Can it give a more realistic skin effect? 100% yes. But that's pretty much all it can do for you. It's only going to be the realistic skin effect. Everything else that might be utilized in a silicone statue can easily be utilized in a polystone statue. So the kind of mixed media quality you see from a company like J&D, if you really like that, it can also be done on polystone. The way they do the suits, maybe it's highly detailed. It can also be done on a polystone statue. So it's mostly just if you like the skin to look as close to human-like as possible, because skin has that subsurface scattering effect. It has like a translucency to it, and skin is supposed to look slightly moist on the surface to some extent, right? You can't get that with polystone. If you want that, then yeah, I guess like silicone is for you.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so going back over to some of the comments. Dwayne Johnson, D3. I think this is D3, right?
I don't think so, is it?
It's D3?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's D3.
Dwayne is D3. Okay. Shout out to Custom Produced.
Custom Produced. Go check him out.
On the shows. It's getting better and better with every show.
No, that's fun. Oh, yeah.
Thursdays and/or Saturdays, as it is right now.
I don't think this is his account. This is
if it's not, then
Dwayne Johnson. Oh no, Dwayne Davis is D3. That's why
Dwayne Davis. That's right.
Oh man,
Johnson. Sorry,
I felt like I was getting gaslit all of a sudden.
Yeah, no. This is obviously The Rock.
It's hard to keep up sometimes because, like, you see people's Facebook page, but you don't know what their screen name is over in YouTube. So I apologize. But anyway, irregardless, new direction. No, I don't believe so. It's more of a niche market. You have both silicone and now an extra premium of moving it. Queen has always been a company to push the boundaries, so this is their wheelhouse, and the price shows it. That's a really good point. Queen.
So that is a good point.
You know what I'm saying? That Queen has been doing things that it's like they've been making gigantic pieces. They make pieces that articulate recently. Like I think that was the Arnold bust that they had, right? Wasn't there Arnold bust or something? Didn't they make an Arnold bust that like moves the head or something like that? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure
they're coming out with that, but that's not out yet.
Okay.
The one that articulates, it goes back and forth.
Yeah. So it looks like they're testing out these things a little bit more. So it's just very.
One thing I'll say about articulation and silicone, it's dangerous, right? That's where you
get tears and rips.
Because anyone who has any kind of rubber thing, if you keep stretching it and deforming it, it's not going to last. Silicone is very durable for those kind of applications, but still, you're gonna wear it down quickly. So if you're articulating your Hulk arm often, I'd be concerned about that, as well as the head.
If I'm spending $3,000-$4,000 on a silicone piece, it's going to be about 5'5", and I'm going to be able to do more than display it on a shelf. Otherwise, I'm not dropping that kind of cash on silicone. It's that simple.
I think I'm pretty sure this is Mr. Popo.
Yeah.
Is this Mr. Popo?
It is.
Mr. Popo seems overpriced by $500. However, when you compare it to J&D's Wonder Woman, it definitely does seem like the price point is justified. He's got a really good point here. You're getting a way more silicone, larger scale, and some articulation. Innovative idea for many statues to come. Yeah. Innovative idea for many statues to come. Yeah, excellent point.
Do you know my biggest issue with Queen Studio and this Hulk? First of all, I think it looks great. I think it's crazy price, but I don't know what silicone costs or whatever. And we all know Queen is going through stuff. They go on a hiatus for years of not putting stuff out. But what I don't like is they started doing a 1/4 scale movie Avenger line. They quit it. And now they come back with a piece finally for the Avengers. And now they're doing a 1/3 scale Avenger line. So they're just abandoning. And I realize people are going to say, well, XM and Sideshow and Prime One, they abandon lines all the time. You're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. But we're talking about an Avengers movie line. There's what, like 6 main characters? And they couldn't even do that. Now you're going to buy, what, 2 or 3 1/3 scales, and then that line's going to shit the bed? Maybe, maybe not. Hopefully not for collectors, but I don't know. And if you wanted to one off, that's one thing. But if you're looking to complete the line of like the main Avengers, I don't know. Queen doesn't exactly have the best track record of finishing a scale or a line. I mean,
it's a good point. Yeah, I wonder how long they've been working on it, though, right? I wonder how long, because they test some stuff that I haven't seen other statue companies do. So I wonder how long they've been working on it. I would imagine a couple years, maybe. I don't know, but is it going to wear with you switching the head and moving it around and moving the arms?
It will. It definitely will, because that's just how the material works, right? Yeah. But if you don't articulate it, then probably don't have to worry about that. It's how people with hot toys that have silicone, they'll tell you if you're like moving it around constantly, it'll break. Like if it's even the fabric on the hot toys, because if you're constantly stretching that and reposing on the Spider-Man suits, is the way everyone knows how fabric works. You're gonna like get it distended. It's gonna get stretched out. You can't change the laws of physics for materials because you're putting them. So you just got to take that into consideration. If you want to use this feature, it will wear down the silicone.
Yeah, with the silicone, you're starting to get the creases. Then you start getting cracks and tears. And yeah, that's a dangerous thing to do on a $5,000 statue.
Yeah, some really good points in the chat too. They're talking about it wearing down.
Repaired like you can a polystone if you drop an arm and it breaks.
Yeah.
Or get a switch out from someone, you know what I mean? Buy another one.
Moving on to Jack from the Facebook group. I don't have any silicone statue, and being an old head who doesn't like new and expensive material, think I will happily stick to my painted rocks. New direction wise, I guess they definitely are searching, making 300 instead of 1,300, but getting the same amount of income is a sound business move. See how the market reacts. But personally, going with that kind of price range, you are taking off 90 to 95% of the current collector, in my honest opinion. I paid more for the King Kong versus Godzilla Dio, but that's like one-off indulge thing. Difficult to maintain at this price range. Everybody's got really good points about all this stuff, And
on top of everything, sorry, go ahead, Buck.
In terms of price point, because I'm seeing that come up a lot, I have the cynical part of me says that the whole point of having the articulation is that it puts the statue in a class of its own, where it's difficult for collectors to compare it to other pieces. You can't say, oh, there's been this other silicone thing with articulation. It's just not there. It's kind of very unconventional. And having that gimmick, because even the arm articulation the range of motion is so limited, it more or less, in my opinion, it kind of doesn't make a difference to the presentation of the statue with the arms. And so it's literally, there's a part of me that says it's just there so that they can put whatever price they want on it, and you can't compare it to something else easily.
over a year ago, I said on some shows with J&D, I believe that they're trying to market for the elite collector, like with the extra money, and it costs a little more. You get a little less in terms of like base and in terms of switch outs, but it's silicone and it's more simple and it's hyper realistic and it costs a hell of a lot more money than a lot of statues its size that are polystone. So it was more for like an elite niche collector. And I believe that Queen is also becoming like going in that way. Like this is going to be for the elite niche collectors that like this stuff, and it's not for the average collector. Not to mention, just to show you how much issue, and I have nothing. I think John from Queen Studios is a great guy. I've been on shows with him. He's a really good guy, and Queen does some really great pieces. But just to show you some of the issues they've had, look how long it took them to come out with with this Hulk from the Avengers movies, and how long ago has this movie been out? Like, talk about missing the mark by about a decade. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, do people really want a 1/3 scale Avenger line? Like, that many people, like over a couple hundred people for that price in silicone? I don't know. That's no one.
One thing to also take into consideration is that they, for some of their pieces, they do want an international audience, but like they're also based in China and they have like a big fan base there.
There's a lot of rich people in China. Like, absolutely right, Buck.
There's a lot of rich people everywhere.
I'll be right back.
All right. So moving on. So Sick he chimed in to the Facebook group. Absolutely not. This is only for the certain collector that can afford it. I think collecting is going to move more to the direction of what Sideshow is doing right now with the premium format statues, which is making good looking statues affordable. Not everyone has 1/3 scale statues and could afford 1/3 scale statues, let alone the room to have these pieces. When buying pieces like that, you need to plan to keep them forever because there is absolutely no resale value for any statues anymore nowadays. I mean, he hit that on the head. A lot of stuff, if you try to sell stuff right now, it's like you're giving that shit away, man, just to get it. Like for me, even if when it was a better market, like I would just move shit just because I want it out. Like with certain statues, I know this is like terrible, but like I'm okay with losing the money. I'm like, I just want it out of here. I want the space. But yeah, nowadays it's really hard to sell any kind of statues, let alone 3rd scale statues or stuff that I don't know. I've never owned silicone statues. Are they harder to move right now too? I would imagine because of the price.
I think the market keeps getting worse, but it depends. I sold like the J&D Harley at the beginning of the year. I got a decent chunk of change for it, and it wasn't up for long. But right now things are worse right now than they were in January in terms of the market. From what I'm seeing, it's progressively getting worse, and so I definitely like hear people out of saying like you got buying these big, really expensive pieces. If you decide I don't want it anymore, aside from like even not getting your money back, even if you're willing to lower your price, are there even buyers that are willing to have the interest and wanting to buy these things? Right now, the market is flooded. So many options. Yeah. Sometimes it's like the same piece, like for multiple collectors, is up on like the BSTs on eBay, all for competitive prices, and still they're not moving. So I kind of agree. Yeah, just be careful. You know, if you buy something, especially if it's really expensive, be sure you want it. But then again, because it's very limited, there might be people that are willing to pay you the premium, and it does move fast when you want to sell. So who knows? Can't really speak on it.
Good points. So Gotham Cinnabite saying, no, this thing is too expensive to risk the silicone moving, in my opinion. Yeah, so a lot of the same stuff. Let's see what some of the guys are saying in the chat. Marcos is saying, keep in mind, guys, J&D and Queen Studios are far from breaking the bank on these pieces. A lot of rich people in China. The U.S. is 75% of the collectibles market, though. The fact is researched. Yeah, I mean, and that's why I like having guys like Marcos in the chat, because he's probably got analytics to prove a lot of this stuff. So yeah, I don't want to beat this dead horse too much here. I see a lot of people, they're basically saying the same thing that we've been talking about. Do you guys have anything else? Because we're actually going to move straight into this guy. So
I was going to expand on the whole China market. Sometimes it's like a matter of demographics and who you're selling to. If they know like their Chinese audience, because they do sell like a considerable amount in China, like Queen Studios. Like a big reason for why they're doing a shit ton of Iron Man statues is because Iron Man is massive in China. Like I would say even more so than over here. They freaking love like the Iron Man suits. And so it's possible that because they saw that, they're like, okay, I guess we should do the rest of the stuff. For all we know, the collectors over there are clamoring for 1/3 Avengers line, and things that don't seem to make sense to us here. It might make sense for them.
Great point. Yeah, I lived in Korea for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I was single. I didn't even come back to the States. I stayed over there for 3 years, right? So it was very weird. Actually, it was kind of weird when I came back to the States. I was like homesick from a place I wasn't from. But anyway, when I was over there, it seemed like a lot of the styles that were, I'll just give you an example, not like collectibles, but clothing styles. A lot of the Western style was moving over to Korea, but it was becoming more popular than it was in the United States. So you had people walking around with like these 80s style, 90s style clothing on. And I'm like, what the fuck is everybody wearing? And then everybody over there thought it was really cool. It was trending over there. So I can see your train of thought when you say that, Buck. It makes sense. You know what I mean? It trends in different places at different times. But we'll move on. Let me see if we can show you some of these pictures here. Let's take, I mean, we've been talking about silicone and all this, but let's take a closer look at this Hulk statue.
Yeah, sorry, I was away. Did we get Cash's opinion on the silicone thing in this piece and how he feels?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got anything else to add there, Cash?
I mean, no, because my opinions were honestly just piggybacking off of Shane. I agree 100%.
Anytime. Yeah, go ahead.
Choice.
Yeah, I prefer polystone. The closest I'd be able to get to silicone, I think, is like how Prime One did the Terminator portrait, and I think there was another company that did the Dante from Devil May Cry, only the portrait. I'd be fine with just the portrait, but as far as the entire, I just don't know, man. Like I would like the kid in me would have to touch this thing when I walked by it, and I don't want to have to touch my statue. Like I would just be like, damn, man, let me touch Hulk's cheek just to feel the I don't know, like
sun's getting real low.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Every night, Cash, I'm getting real low, big guy.
Yes, that starts to progress to other things, man.
Oh.
Hey, man, you paid for it. It's your silicone. You do what you want.
But you guys got to admit, look at this. Look at this, though. Like, Cash, what do you think about this? Like, look at the stubble in the hair. I don't know if you guys can see that on your screen, but you see the stubble?
Yeah, it's cool. There's no doubt. The detail is cool.
Like, that looks like a real mouth. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like and all of this, like the eyebrows. But
you know,
is this $4,000 cool compared to what you could get for a J&D piece, and it articulates and it's got more silicone, you know? Is J&D really over? Go ahead, Shane. What's up?
Zoom in on the teeth while you're talking, please.
So is this something that's justified? Is J&D kind of full of shit and saying, hey, this is silicone, this is a piece of art, we got to charge this, and it's like a quarter of the silicone that they're using here? Queen is using like the same amount, and it's close to the same price, right? I mean, am I wrong, or what do you guys think?
I would say wrong, because to some extent, in that the J&D price, if people are telling they paid $5,000, that's just because that's not the MSRP on the statue. The statue from J&D was sold as $3,200, right?
Okay.
So like if someone, it's probably because, you know, you're getting it, maybe it wasn't licensed for the US, I don't know, whatever it is, and so like in a gray market, it gets brought over here and you get charged a premium for that reason. that could be why you're paying $5,000, but the actual price is not that high. It's cheaper than this. This is more expensive than the JND by $800. Still, it has a lot of mass on it, but where this has ripped jeans, that has her armor, her sword, the shield, and
it
then
comes with some other things that
it
are
comes with
sculpted,
some other things that are sculpted, and like there's some intricate detail to that. Still, a lot of people will feel like you get more bang for your buck with the Hulk, right?
But Buck, you got it. Yeah, even though it doesn't come with all those things, like if let's look at some of these pictures, right? Like you got like I'm guessing this is real fabric. It looks like real fabric, right? But you still have a lot of details in this skin, man. Like, you know what I mean? And then you got hand punched hair in certain places. It just still seems like, even though it's $800 more, this thing is massive compared to something that is 19 inches. That's $2,500 or $3,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then also, like, that's some good insight from Marcos there, that JND does not offer like wholesale prices to the distributors. So that's probably why you see a lot of variable pricing from different places.
No, but that's bullshit. Let me just tell you why that's bullshit. You shouldn't, if you're selling stuff to retailers, you should sell it at a wholesale. That shows greed to me, because if you're building a brand and you want people to buy your stuff, you should try to keep the price point at least semi close to what, obviously they could set the prices to whatever they want, but like you should keep it somewhere in the realm of what your other statue or what the same statue is selling for at another place. Why would you sell it for retail to a guy like Marcos or anybody else, and then he has to mark it up to make some kind of money on it?
And then there's like no set price amongst like the different distributors. It feels weird. Whenever their stuff comes out and you're looking for it, it's like, oh, I need to start looking everyone's website to see what the good price is.
Yeah.
And then it's like all these numbers all over the place. I don't think it's good either.
And then, but you're creating controversy for yourself, right? And then you're creating all this drama. And then you want to come out and say, well, some people don't understand the quality of what we're doing. And to the collectors that have backed us, thank you. Yeah, no, we're talking about your business practice, not the quality of work that you're doing. You do great work, in my opinion. I think they're awesome at what they do for the most part. But it's like, it shows where your morals are at when you're just charging a retail price to somebody who's trying a small business. And they don't have to buy it from you. I get it. But why are you creating that kind of flack for yourself? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know.
No idea.
Maybe I'm wrong with that, but that's just my opinion. I just don't get it. But anyway, I think this thing looks magnificent.
I agree with you, Adam. If you look at that J&D Wonder Woman that came out, what was it, like $3,500 or something like that? That like super special premium platinum edition that came out, was it like $3,500? She's 27 inches tall, and this Hulk is 36. So pretty big difference there, 9 inches. This Hulk is about 2 feet wide, and she's 12 inches. And this Hulk's about 18 inches deep, and she's about 12 inches. And she costs $900 less.
See, like this takes
There's
detail.
a hell of a lot more silicone on this Hulk than on her, because the
this
body
takes detail work too, like the veinage, the musculature. Like you got a lot more silicone to blend and sculpt. But I don't know. I don't make statues. Buck would know a little bit more than I would.
In terms of like, because this kind of detail you get on polystone as well, it's the same process. The 3D sculpt is what the 3D sculpt is. And then, like, the thing is just the material makes it easier to show this kind of detail when it comes to skin, because it's silicone. So, like, if you look at LBS Hulk, I remember people were remarking when we first saw the sculpt and, like, the hand, they're like, oh, the fingerprints, they put it on there, right? Yeah, you can get this kind of, you can get detail on, like, this. It's going to be in the sculpt for polystone as well. You're also going to get the wrinkles and the folds in the J&D Wonder Woman. In her elbow, you can see the elbow creases as well. I don't think it's particularly unique. It's just that because this is a large, big monster, those kind of details stand out on him,
Let me ask, Ledge is in the chat. Ledger, you going to pick this up? And do you feel like, after shipping, if you pay $5,000 for it, is that worth it to you? And I want to know if anybody else is picking this up or considering picking this up. And what do you feel how this compares to J&D? I don't care. I do compare this to J&D because it's J&D is in the same. It's a competitor. It's the same shit.
Both realistic, both movie, and they're both silicone. So why wouldn't you?
I don't blame Marcos not for buying their shit. It's like you want to charge. Wait, hang on a second. So I'm a licensed retailer, and you want to charge me retail, and I got to turn around and basically screw over my client just so they can buy it, or my customer, right? That's how I take it. That's like me selling a car on my lot saying, yeah, we're going to buy it from Honda for retail, and I'm going to sell it to you at a higher cost than retail. It's just, now there's certain circumstances. The economy's all fucked up right now, and like the market is all fucked up to get cars, but that's probably a bad analogy. But anyway, you get it.
We got a comment here. So John Connor says 1-to-1 silicone Black Widow is justified, though. I'll tell you now, if they do a silicone Black Widow for $6,000, life size, fully realistic, and they make an ES of 1,000, that thing's sold. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. That thing's sold out.
Wow.
Too many degenerates in this community.
Way too many thirsty motherfuckers.
Wait, hang on a second. Look at Rashid.
I'll enjoy the picture.
Rashid's starting already. Morning, fellas. Why do we have 2 official statue collectors and 2 cornballs?
Okay, old man. Go back to your nap. Go back to your nap.
What's up, Rashid?
Look at Cash. He's like, I'm not going to even waste my time with you.
Hey, man. No need.
Anyway. Yeah, it doesn't articulate too far.
I don't even understand the point. It's not worth the chance of stretching and tearing the
Definitely not worth the chance.
I don't get it.
But this is their test. They're just testing it out. They're going to see like
Adam. These last 6 years have been a test from companies to see how much us idiots will spend on these statues.
But look at this. Look at the detail work.
Very nice.
Oh
yeah.
I haven't heard one person say that the details, the likeness, and the sculpt is shit. Not one. That's never been the issue. It's the money, it's the timing, and it's the silicone.
Not even a comparison when you look at these two, in my opinion.
For me, I'm a comic guy. When I look at this, it's like 100% to 0. Like for me, it's not even a question. But that's me. I'm a comic guy.
This is not my picture, by the way. I appreciate whoever put this together, just for the record. But how do you guys think this compares?
You're comparing polystone to silicone, so the price. I'm just saying, looking at the statue and which one represents my Hulk. Well, I mean, I'm sitting right here in front of my LBS Hulk.
So Shane, how come the MCU's Hulk was more? You could tell he doesn't have as much rage. I'll put it that way.
Because the MCU is owned by Disney, who is super woke, and they don't want. Even though you got anger issues, you could overcome it, and we could all be friends, and you could be happy and live a good life.
I mean, like,
I'll give some pushback on that. I think it's just in terms of aesthetically, what they're going for the MCU Hulk, one of the more grounded, realistic take, and the super roided out Hulk look. That's a very modern interpretation of the character. If you go back to like the older representations, he wasn't super like ripped and like
he was big, but he wasn't ripped.
Yeah, he wasn't ripped. If you look how Jack Kirby would draw him, right? He wasn't like super ripped, right? So I think it just depends on preference in this regard. Definitely, that price point does a lot to sway you towards the other option.
You can literally buy 2 Hulks.
And if you don't like,
still be less than one.
Right.
Fucking I mean, that's crazy. I don't give a shit what you're saying silicone costs. That's insane. And LBS is licensed, so they had to pay for the licenses and the rights. It's not like they're customs and they cut corners on pricing. So we're looking at 2 licensed companies doing 2 1/3 Hulks, and one is movie in silicone and one is statue or comic in polystone. But look at the price difference. I mean, for me, It's not even close.
This statue's on Sideshow's website. You could buy with the tax from the Queen Studios, just the sales tax on that piece.
So Ledge is saying he won't pay over $4,400 shipped for it. I don't know if he would be able to get that price, but Collector Zone is saying, yep, those who sell might get it more. Ledge will be over $4,500 easy. That's what I'm thinking. Ledge is. Do not forget, when it comes out 2025 or 2026, the shipping rates are just going to be up.
Ledge, I would hit up, talk to, it's over 44, but Dilber, I believe, has it for $46.75 shipped in North America.
Yeah, there's people that will guarantee shipping for you in advance.
That's $275 more than you want to spend, but that's shipped. That's pretty good.
You know, Buck makes... I think Buck was pretty much making this point. It's like you do have two different Hulks here. You got a comic version, you got a movie version. A comic guy is going to be like, yeah, I like that one. If a guy just wants a Hulk and he likes both, he might go in either direction. But if it's obviously, I mean, that is a huge delta in between both of those prices. So,
and you could get the 3-pack for LBS and still pay less. And you'll have 3 different like torsos that you can use on your statue.
Yeah.
Cash, are you still getting Marcos? Mitchell wants to know.
Yep, 100%.
All right, we're actually going to talk about Marcos here in a second.
100%.
Facebook user, if you want to switch over to YouTube so we know who you are, we'll give you a shout out, man. But wow, this side by side resolves my internal conflict. Stick it with my LBS.
I'll give a shout out to Facebook user. What's up?
Facebook use. Shut up, Shane. All right.
You see, this is the real Adam. What you guys see there. It sneaks through every now and then.
Moving on, because we beat the Hulk horse to death. So
Kevin's not here because he's got 2 black eyes.
I wish he was actually here to discuss this Harley Quinn, because I think he said that he was considering getting this.
Yeah, he said he might be getting this.
Have you guys watched Gone Girl?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, Ben Affleck. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
If you had, I was gonna say, Adam, be careful. Shane seems like he wants to pull a fast one on you.
Me?
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
I'm trying to remember the movie. I've seen it so long ago. That is Ben Affleck, you said, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that movie a while ago.
His wife frames him for her kidnapping, and like,
you don't find out till the end, though.
You know, a movie I was thinking where he's the single dad. Is that like Jersey Girl or something?
No, oh, is it the one with Keanu Reeves you're thinking?
No, it's Ben Affleck. Anyway, it's back from like 10, 15, 20 years ago, the movie. That's what I thought you were talking about. I think it's called like Jersey Girl or something like that.
Wow.
All right, so this Harley Quinn from Prime One Studios. This is the cyberpunk version. I think they have 1 or 2. They got 2 versions of it. It might be a third. I can't remember off the top of my head. But this is a quarter scale piece. I think it's running for right around like 1,500, 1,400, something like that. Don't quote me on that. Just go check out Prime One Studios website. But I like cyberpunk looking stuff. This thing looks amazing, in my opinion. I'm going to go through the pictures. I'll let you guys discuss it. Cash, we'll start with you. What do you think, man?
I like the overall concept. Looks cool. It's not for me, but I am glad that they did include Bud and Lou. I think more Harley statues need to include that, because it's almost like I guess I don't want to say the equivalent, but it's almost like seeing her with her mallet. Like I would like to see that a lot more.
Yeah, at least give people the options of switch outs.
Yeah, 100%. I think they did a good job on the paint and the overall concept. I'm not really with this style myself, but I like what I see paint wise, concept, and price point for Prime One doesn't seem too off. So
no,
I agree with Cash actually pretty much on everything. I think the details look good, the sculpt looks good. The whole cyberpunk thing isn't really my favorite thing, but I think it's done well. And it's Prime One. You know it's going to be done really well. But you know you're going to pay for it too.
Let's take a second and look at, this is the deluxe, okay? So it's got some light ups. I think the base lights up and stuff like that. I'm not sure if anything lights up here, but I know the base lights up. It's got some LED illumination as you can see right there. But it's got some switch outs. Here's the swappable parts. You got all these portraits for the deluxe. Which portrait do you guys like the best?
Tongue out.
This one?
Wow.
Yeah. You know, fits with her like her hands. She's doing like the rock on thing.
Yeah, she's got the switch out with
yeah.
hands. Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that. That's a good pickup.
Yeah, this with those hands looks probably look cool.
Yeah.
And then you got the swappable parts right here, whatever this means. I guess this is saying Harley Quinn in Japanese. I don't know. Maybe.
Sure. You could have just said it did, and everyone would have been like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah. I wasn't sure.
She got the sunglasses that you could take off and put on.
See, I like that first portrait that you showed with the two pigtails. I just wish she had a better emotion. Yeah, there.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm, again, it's not my style of Harley that I would display, but I like that portrait the best. I don't know. I don't like the emotion on the face.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were trying to give her, they were trying to give the option of like, if you want to go, hey, she's getting a little seductive.
Like, look,
hey.
they got the same. She has the same face. Go back and forth on those two portraits. She's got that. I guess maybe there she's biting her lower lip a little bit.
To me, she looks like she's kind of staring at you like, what the fuck are you about to say? Because I'll fuck you up kind of deal.
She looks like she's annoyed.
Yeah, so that's an emotion. That's an emotion, in my opinion.
I know, it's just not the right emotion for the statue. I don't want to see annoyance.
If I was getting a cyberpunk Harley, though, this would be the because I would go all the way cyberpunk with it. I like this one.
Well, if you love cyberpunk, why not?
Yeah.
Go all in.
Man,
Yeah,
I
all
don't
the
even like
prosthetics.
that shit, but I like this one.
Cybernetic enhancements. I even forgot about the Jester portrait, which I don't like.
What do you think about the robotic cybernetic parts? The leg?
It looks cool. It's like it's a nice design. In general, I'm not like a cyberpunk. I'm not crazy about sci-fi in general. I prefer fantasy, but like it looks good, well designed.
There goes another portrait.
Mm-hmm. One question that I will ask is that what are the chances of this performing well? Because
cyberpunk was kind of trendy.
It was, but was it with the statue? Do you think it would resonate with the statue audience? And then, like, as a character, if it's a Elseworld or like a weird design or something, what's the likelihood of that like catching on? Like, even you look at the Batman Samurai, that line. I feel like if that wasn't a line, there's a lot of older pieces. If they didn't continue to commit to it, a lot of people wouldn't have jumped on. True. Because that came out a long time ago, and it kind of just like things went quiet on it in terms of the community sentiment, and things only picked up steam again in like in recent history. Like, some YouTube channels drew up like some support for it by saying they were gonna start collecting it, and so that like that drummed up more interest in the line, and that has like a very futuristic. It has its own unique look, a blend of like the samurai and futuristic aesthetic. If I have to say cyberpunk, in fact, but like that has no grounding in the comic books, and I think that was hard for it to find its own footing. So something like this, and not even having that, you look at a line like the the Death Metal line, and the Dark Knights Metal line from Prime 1. Those statues are amazing in terms of the design and execution, and they don't do too well. They're still available. You can find like all the characters. Maybe, I don't know, maybe drowned.
Isn't that crazy?
You can still find them. And those statues are amazing, and they're even based in the comics. And the characters, like those comics, the Batman Who Laughs, at least that people were going crazy for that storyline when Snyder was writing it. Yeah. And so you're gonna introduce something like this. There's nothing to give you any kind of emotional sentiment where like you're tied to the IP. Beyond that, it's Harley, but it's not even the Harley So I'm just thinking, in a way, I feel this is a risk. and I appreciate them for taking that kind of risk with the character.
I want to say something about this. So first, 49 people watching, 14 likes. If you guys could please hit that like, that'd be appreciated.
Yeah.
Second, I could see this within 1 year of it being released on one of those sideshow or Prime One showcases for like 40% off or a third off or 50% off. I see this. And that's not a knock on the statue. Fucking Justice Buster was 50% off. And that statue is one of the best statues I've ever seen in my life in person. So it's not a knock on the statue at all. But I just think it's too niche and very expensive for 1/4 scale. And it'll be for sale within a year, I think.
Okay.
I agree.
Let's see what some of these guys. I know you were showing some of this. I just want to read it. Need the cybernetic face with the twin pigtails. Okay. Prime One needs to give us the Cyberpunk Edge Runner statue. I think that's the anime show that they got out, right?
Yeah.
And then I need the cybernetic. Oh, I already read that one.
We're gonna watch you, Carl. We're gonna watch you.
Oh, this one right here. John Connor makes a good point. This Harley looks like it belongs to the Batman Beyond collection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice art. That's a good point. So you can kind of branch off and put this with some other stuff.
Looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Slifer saying? Too much Harley. This doesn't need to be done, in my opinion. This is the same thing with Ivy. Give us a break already. They're going to dabble into because those are popular characters and they always seem to sell, I would imagine, on paper. So they're going to try to do all kinds of versions of them and try to milk that cow all the way to the end.
The cow is dead, Adam. Now they're beating it.
Yeah, but if I was a company, I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't doing the same shit. You know what I mean? If I was making something like this, this is a nice beating. Like, you know,
and you say at the very least, it's like them trying to do an original take on it. So like,
yeah. So anyway,
Vision says 1/4 looks good, but not for me.
Okay,
fair enough.
So we'll move on to some PCS. So Marcos, right? This is Marcos from Is it Underworld?
Yeah.
Cash, you got to help me out with this one because this is more of your wheelhouse.
Cash is getting this.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking it up for sure.
I think it looks great.
100%.
I do find, and John showed those pictures of the likeness, and I do find the likeness is off on the ridges there, but because of what he is, the vampire, I don't think it's as necessary than if you just had like an actor who had no face makeup on and you're trying to get their likeness. I think it's a little bit different, but I think this looks fantastic. I really like it. I like the pose. I like the sculpt. It's really nice.
Look at Atticus. Adam admits to beatings live. Oh man. Anyway,
he's watched Gone Girl, so he knows.
Yeah, you know, for me, it doesn't. Are they trying to copy exactly the way this character is supposed to look from Underworld?
No.
So it's okay to look a little different, right? It doesn't have to be.
It's a little bit different, but it's great. What do you like about it, Cash? You're getting it. So what's drawing you other than loving Underworld because it's an amazing series?
Yeah, I mean, as far as Underworld, I love 1, 2, 3, and 5. Not so much the 4th film. The movies are fantastic. I like the sculpt, the design, the paint. I love the fact that, you know, William is coming out as the next one. Again, like I see comments like from McFly, like you better hope they do Celine justice if you PO this. If Celine bombshells, like it's so horrible. The sculptors and the painters are like, look, we refuse to work on this because it's horrible. It wouldn't make a difference for me. I would still get Marcus and William. It wouldn't make it or break it for me. I mean, I'm always more drawn to the monsters anyway. It's like Shane with the bad guys with the Motu. Like, so that would be my bargaining chip is this.
Okay.
When I look at the teeth, when I look at the just every face detail that you can see when you do compare it to the movie. Yes, it's not 100% there, but with the artist's interpretation along with the guidelines of the movies, it's there I'd say about 90 to 95% with some off shading from the purple hues that I'm perfectly fine with.
Everybody who's seen this movie will know who this character is supposed to be when they look at the statue
100%.
Instantly. No one's going to go, he looks like that Marcus guy, except the eyebrows are a little thicker or whatever. Like, no one's going to say that.
Yeah.
So you know how you said you don't mind if they don't get Celine, right?
100% don't mind.
What if they screw up William?
If they screw up William, it would suck. But again, I still love this character more than any other. Like William, Marcus and Victor were my two favorite. So for me, like Celine was never my favorite. She was just a badass chick because it's a sexy chick killing. She's a death dealer, like whatever.
But not to like tight leather pants.
Yeah, but if you're talking about like a pure statue from what you visually are drawn to, are you more drawn to Celine outside of the sexy chick, or are you more drawn to Marcus? You see what I'm saying? Like if you take away like your guy brain for a second, this is more appealing,
But Cash, I have a guy brain.
Buck,
well, take it away, Buck.
Take it away, Buck.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it can screw up anything, honestly. Like, this could even come out bad, but I think from what I see, I trust PCS with monsters 100%.
What do you think about this, Cash?
I do think they do really good monsters. Yes.
Yeah.
Mitchell said I would have preferred Marcus to have wing switch out when he used the wings as weapons. Would you like that too? But then you're adding the price.
I wouldn't mind if they did it because he would use his wings more of like a spear, so to say. So
maybe that could have been an exclusive.
Yeah.
For people who say, no, I don't want to spend the extra $500 for a second pair of wings I'm never going to use.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the name of the werewolf that Marcus drunk from. Trying to see if I can get it real quick, but it was like Spieth or something like that. I can't remember, but that's the reason why he was able to, when he came back, he basically came back as a hybrid, essentially, because of the lichen blood that had awoken him. And that's why he was able to basically transform with the wings. So I think that's very cool. If he was able to use them as weapons, that would be really nice. I'm highly excited for this. I got a dope setup design that I'm about to do because I got like a whole wall that's gonna be dedicated to Underworld. So I got like a really dope design that it's gonna take a while to do, but
I'm excited to see it, man. I think when you show especially monsters, right, or alien pieces or predator pieces, I think you need just the right lighting, and in most statues you do, but especially monsters. You just put them in a white, washed out room with a whole bunch of light, they don't look as good. But you see how they got the lighting here?
Need a little darker,
look more terrifying,
more menacing.
Especially with the purple hues and the veinage and like the kind of a little bit of a wet look around his face. Yeah, it makes it more intimidating. But
they're doing Marcus, they're doing William. And I've heard a lot of people say, I hope they don't screw up Celine and the likeness. And hopefully Ant doesn't. Hopefully they don't. But if they did, I bet you there would be enough people who are Underworld fans. And there's enough custom commissioners out there that, you get 25, 40 people together and they're willing to buy it. The commissioner, you got custom guys who will do a 1/3 scale Celine for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well. Yeah.
So
I wanted to give a shout out to Ant. I got this email along with Kevin. This is actually from Kevin's email, but thank you for ordering the Shredder 1/3 Platinum exclusive. Some of you may have noticed that when the exclusive sword is in Shredder's hand, we've kind of heard about this already. He still has 2 swords in his hilt. This was not the intention, and one of his sword hilts was supposed to be removable, right? The factory accidentally glued them into place. Great news for the 75 collectors who were lucky enough to have gotten the exclusive version. We will be sending out a replacement hilts for free. That way you can display the Shredder as he was intended to be displayed. Production is on the way. You will be contacted in a few months when the replacements are ready to ship. We are sticklers for details and apologize for the oversight. Our goal is to deliver the highest quality collectibles and have the best customer service in the industry, period. If you have any questions, please email me. You know, Ant's been catching a little bit of flack lately, but this is good. This is good that he's communicating with people and letting them know, hey, man, I screwed up. I'll fix it for you, and it's free. So you guys have heard about this already a little bit. If you haven't, there you go. You got new hilts coming if you got that edition. So shout out to Ant. All right, we're going to move on to 30 years of Sideshow. This is one of their exclusive. Is this the exclusive? No, I don't think this was an exclusive for them. But this was 30 years of Sideshow, right? Was this the exclusive? I can't remember.
There's two versions.
There's two versions. Yep, you got the comic book one.
And that they're just different sizes. So one is fifth scale, one is quarter.
The quarter scale looks like this, and the 1/5 scale has the comic book backing option.
Right. So the smaller scale has that comic book, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So great newer version of the fastball. I like it. That's the size of it. This was one of my first statues when I started collecting, by the way. What do you guys think of the size? You think this Wolverine matches this Wolverine?
Seems like it.
Pretty close?
Yeah.
Pretty close. Close enough,
Different. The thing about stuff, if you try to just compare head sizes, it doesn't work well because different sculptors, right? They'll like they're not gonna have the same size across. It's not like there's a standardized size for like what the head should be. People have different size heads, big heads, smaller heads, and then it's different sculptors. They're not, so. And if the general body size is the same, you can say, okay, yeah, they're like close in terms of height. That's the best signifier for whether things are the same scale. It's the height.
Yeah,
it's appealing. I love the paint. The paint, and when you're comparing just the new one, but even if you compare it to the old individual Colossus, it's the paint on like the kneecap area. The abdomen area, like it looks so much better. Than you could see the battle damage on Wolverine's shoulder blades. It looks really good, and I'm surprised that they are doing 1/4 and a 1/5. It sucks that you lose the comic aspect if that was a binding bargain from you. If you want the 1/4. Mm-hmm. But the fact that nobody knew you were going to get it in 1/4, I think not getting the comic book there alone should be more than enough. The fact that they're just offering it to you in the scale,
What do you think about the base, Cash? Do you like this base?
I didn't realize that it was a Sentinel's face. I just didn't realize it like that anyway. I like the darker part of the fire, but when it turns more yellowish, I don't know how I feel about that.
It looks fake. Sideshow has a problem with fire. Like they do. Again, we talked about this before the show. I asked Buck, I forgot what exactly we were talking about, but I'm like, how come some statue companies do this very well and other companies don't just copy it? Is it a big trade secret that they don't know how to do flames? Do they just think their flames look better than XM when you look at Dark Phoenix and Ghost Rider, which are many years older than this? Like this looks very cheap. And very fake.
Think so? I don't think these flames look bad to me. I mean,
I don't think they look bad either.
They don't look like shit, but they don't look good.
Especially this
2024.
Yeah, that part I like.
Well, you're saying you guys got a problem with this down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with it. But kind overall, not a fan of that fire whatsoever.
You know what I don't love about it? It's not the paint. I think the paint is nice. I think it's the sculpt of the fire that's not too amazing. As the part where it like it's turning into smoke, I'm fine with that. I like that. But like I think John mentioned this. It's like the way it's also sitting on the base is odd.
Oh,
it's
lifting. Looks like it's laying down on it.
Exactly. It's like laying flat on there.
Yeah.
It's odd.
So for me, it's kind of like the sculpt isn't the best on the fire, and so that's it.
I don't think that would stop me from buying a statue if I really liked it though, because like right here, I don't even pay attention to it. But very valid points. I think I agree with Buck completely on that one.
If I love the statue and I wanted to buy it, that wouldn't stop me from getting it. Let's put it
100%
right.
agreed.
Yeah,
I think it's by far the weakest.
Yeah, we're nitpicking because we have a show and we like to nitpick and talk about.
But is it really nitpicking if I've seen at least 50 statues that have better fire than that from anywhere from this day and age to many years ago?
You got a good point. No,
I'm nitpicking. That's just
all we gotta do.
You zoom in all the way, and I'm like, look at his left eye. It's a little less white on one side than the other. That's nitpicking. This is a giant shitty flame on the base, and okay, it's not shitty, but a giant kind of shitty flame on the base, and it's not done well. But the rest of the statue's pretty good. So I don't think that's nitpicking.
You don't like the melted nacho cheese?
I don't. I'm not a fan of Sideshow and their fire. I don't think they do smoke, and I don't think they do fire particularly well.
You have
I think we can really learn from XM, who kills fire, or anime pieces, as we talked before.
Marcos is saying it's a forced perspective also. But
fair enough.
Yeah, I got you. I still like it.
I still like it too. Like I said, I think overall, I think it looks pretty good.
It might not even be forced perspective because the Sentinels, their size is variable. It just depends. Some of them
what I think
some of them are smaller.
Zoom in on the 1/5 scale, please.
That's what it is, Shane.
It's supposed to be fire coming out of the comic book.
That's what it is.
Onto the statue, but without the comic book, that doesn't translate well. They should have changed it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It just didn't make sense, that fire.
Because the direction of the flame, it's starting from the front. No, it's coming from the front, and then it's turning into smoke as wind is blowing it backwards.
Right.
So it's not from the comic. It's from the top of the Sentinel. It just doesn't look like it was done too well.
See, we can take a closer look.
It just goes on the 1/5 though. On the 1/5, it goes.
It works better.
It doesn't bother me.
It goes.
It doesn't bother me.
I can do it either or. It doesn't bother me either or.
No. Okay, Shane, we got a bird box of Adam and Buck apparently. Look at it.
Look at it. Yeah, I still like it. I think it's cool. First off, okay, when we talk about the progression of statues and stuff like this, I didn't even think about having statues come out of a comic book. First off, the concept is awesome. That's super cool, especially if this was like a certain comic that they were obviously in and they're trying to show it coming out off the page. I really like that.
I've seen other companies do this before.
Mm-hmm.
I know the first time I ever saw this was in an unlicensed anime statue coming out of the manga, some time ago. And then I saw it in it was smaller scale Marvel statues where they're coming out of the comics.
I've seen the Spider-Man doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcos,
but I've never seen it in quarter
right?
scale.
Marcos, are you getting both versions? I can't remember. I think Marcos is carrying this.
I think the comic book, it looks pretty cool, but the issue is, and I know it's 1/5 scale, so it's not going to fit with quarter scale statues, and maybe that's why they decided to do it. But if you do try to pair this with other statues being the comic book, I don't know how well that's really going to fit in, unless you have other pieces coming out of a comic book. But if you have a realistic base and then right beside it you have a comic book, I don't know.
But something I do like about the comic book is how nice the transition from the fire smoke because on the actual comic book page, you can smoke all around, and it's like Wolverine is emerging from that smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But the way the fire on the base merges into the comic book, it just looks very well done. The transition, it feels
it's cool,
almost seamless.
Mm-hmm.
And so Marcos is carrying this, guys. If you want to hit Marcos up, he said he's not carrying the exclusive. So
no, it says there is no exclusive.
Oh, there is no exclusive. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, this is cool. Look at this. Right?
Yeah, it's.
If somebody saw this coming into your house, they'd be like, "Bro, this is badass."
This would be a good way if your X-Men line, 1/4 scale, is getting filled up and you're running out of shelf space. And you're you know what? I could combine 2 characters and free up a spot for a new character that I could get. This is one way to do it.
Really
It's an
good
option.
point.
So
Yep.
early, like Shane made a false statement when he said the issue is like the book comparing, but the actual issue is King Size Special, issue
Yeah,
1.
Shane, you're false. You're false information, Shane.
All right,
Yes.
fake news right here.
We got to get the facts right. This is the King Size Special.
And what did I say? Well, what did I say that was false?
Something
you said,
false.
you said the issue was about the comic book not fitting with the other like statues that are realistic bases in your line, but that's not the issue. The correct issue is issue number 1 of the X-Men King Size Special.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Let them know. You're hype, man. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Here goes more cheese. All right. What do you think about this?
Sideshow props, though, for jumping their dios from 1/5 and entering the 1/4 scale dio round. Good for them.
All right. So here's my initial thoughts on this. First, I'll let you guys give your thoughts here in a second. But so there's 2 versions of this. What I didn't realize that this is limited.
Mm-hmm.
It's up for a limited amount of time. I think there's probably only like a couple hours left. I can't remember. You can check it online. If you want this statue and you pre-order it, it's the same price as the exclusive or whatever, but you get this plaque to go with it. Do you guys think that'll change anything for you with the plaque?
I think if people were completionists, it locks them into a pre-order. That's what Sideshow wants.
That's what the plaque looks like.
Yeah.
It's a smart business move, offer something small that's not too expensive, and you could capture people to get pre-orders right away. And even if they cancel, you still get a little bit of money out of them because they lose their non-refundable deposit, right?
And the people who won't get the exclusive, they don't have to feel particularly left out because it's a small thing.
Oh, 9 days. Okay. So it's 9 days left.
Ben Izzo makes a great point. I wish SS would redo the Hulk versus Wolverine in 1/4. Absolutely agree. That dio is fantastic. That needs to be in 1/4 scale. That thing would sell like hotcakes. It's a beautiful piece.
It's a classic piece.
Yeah, I own it. I don't. It's great. I'm going to move it up to my office.
Let me ask you guys your opinion on this. I wanted to look at this. Now, I would have liked to see... First off, I think it still looks great, but I would have liked to see his torso, like maybe up here somewhere, like he's falling down with Joker, right? It almost looks like he's stepping on a floor here, and he's got him like, you know what I mean? Does it look like he's like stepping on like if I put a box right here, he looks like he's possibly stepping on this floor.
Yeah, because his foot is so perfectly level.
So perfectly level, yeah.
I agree.
But again, it's not, again, this is not something. Whoa, hang on a second. This is not something that is like make or break for me, at least. But
right,
I would have thought it looked cooler with his cape flying up like that. First off, the flames do look cool here, with his cape on fire. But have his legs like it's like swinging all the way back here, and he's falling downwards with Joker. I think would have been a cooler concept. But I still like this.
Do you got any other pictures, Adam? I want to see a picture from the back.
Here's the close-ups of the
portraits.
Of the portraits.
I really like the Batman portrait.
You know what would have been badass?
That Batman portrait is nice. Yeah.
With
Go ahead,
Collector Zone. Collector Zone's having his event, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'd have been badass if we could have got that exclusive nameplate signed by Martine and Daniel Bell both being there and taking a picture with them. That'd have been badass, man.
Man, that is a good point. Marcus can make that happen.
Hey,
right,
make it happen, Collector Zone.
When Marcus,
right, Marcos?
Brought to you by Gemini Season. Just let that be known as part of the campaign.
Let me try to find this pic for. There you go, Shane. Is that what you want to see?
Yeah. So, was it this statue or the other one? There was something about the Joker leg that really, when I just saw it in passing one day.
No. I know what you're talking.
Messed up.
It was the angle because I didn't include it in this, but it was the angle. Yeah, because the leg looked like it was off from Joker's leg. You're talking about.
That's Joker's right leg right there, right? That we're looking at.
Yeah, that's his right leg, but
Right
that's
leg?
not the leg you're talking about.
No. So do you got a picture of the left leg?
Yeah, but this is the one you were talking about right here. You see how it doesn't look weird here? This was the leg that looked off. I remember when we were talking about it.
Okay, yeah. From this angle, it doesn't. But yeah, it looked like
off. Yeah,
really-
it was the angle of the picture that we were looking at when they first said coming soon. Yeah. I
Although
remember.
it does kind of look like his leg is bent still, like in between the knee and the ankle. It looks like his leg's broken, like it's wonky and snapped.
Batman might have something to do with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm kidding.
It might actually be a broken leg.
Yeah, it might be. But if it's not, then it looks funny if it's not supposed to be.
Look at
This statue was received very well, but like I don't like this statue.
Really?
I've been on a few shows and we've talked about it, but something always happens where I don't get the chance to say that I don't like this. I think the main thing.
Oh, real quick.
What
I don't want
makes
to hear
you-
this.
Look, what makes you not like it?
I don't
Now
like
you know why you don't get to say it.
I don't like Batman's cape. I don't like the direction of the flow. I would have. It
Really?
doesn't work for me. I don't know.
I like that. The cape, I don't think looks bad.
It was what Adam likes the best.
I would think based
What
on the
direction
fact
would the
that
cape go?
straight.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
going
Like,
downwards.
it's
But
like
no, that's
see
why I
the,
said,
see
Kat.
the tips. They're like curving back towards us, but they're falling down.
Yeah, that
Why
is
is
true.
that?
All of it would be facing upwards towards the sky because it's falling down so quickly.
That's why his leg should be up here, with the cape, like he's falling down. But I still don't think this looks bad. I just don't.
I don't think it looks bad either. It's just I don't
care
like
for that leg. That leg looks too like. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't hate the piece.
Pieces.
I just don't like it. I think it looks good. There's a lot about it that there's to like, but in terms of the general flow of the piece, I feel like it's favoring the left side too much because of the way his cape is curving to that side. I would have preferred if it was more like straight up,
Like he's falling.
yeah, and maybe it could have some kind of spiral or twist to it. This isn't awful. It's more like just when you look at it dead on, it too much is being favored to that left side of the statue, and so there's the kind of asymmetry there that I don't like. If you were to draw a line through the center of the if you draw a vertical line through the center of the piece, there's so much. It's weighted. The statue's weighted a lot towards the left side. There's much more statue on the left. And I would have liked to see that counterbalanced by his cape being more like in the middle.
Look at that.
I like this piece overall. I think it's going to sell very well. It's going to look great. But for me, it's a little too busy. There's just a lot going on at once, and I don't know where to look. Like it's one of those pieces that I find distracting because it's too much going on. And it's taking away. I'm not looking at Batman and Joker. I'm looking at everything else all the time. It's too loud, too busy for me. But I think it still looks great and it'll sell well.
Cash, I'll help you get that ticket to Alberta. Is it, Jane?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, I can't believe you remember that. Adam didn't even know where I live.
No, I don't know where the fuck he lives.
Yeah, Adam.
I used to live in Canada, so that's probably why I remember.
Where'd you live?
And I was in Ontario. And
Ontario boy, that explains a lot.
Oh wow.
Wow. No.
I'm just fucking with it.
Give me
That's
one
cool. I
second,
didn't know
guys.
you lived in Canada, Buck. Why'd you move to the US, or was it with your parents, or
School.
Ah, okay.
Give me 1 second, guys. I got work hitting me up.
Yeah. No, overall, I like the Batman versus Joker. I will be picking it up. The timed exclusive is definitely smart to be able to get people to have to draw them in.
You getting that one, Kat?
I am gonna get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
So you got 9 days to get the exclusive.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get it.
So let me ask you a question. Now, maybe you're waiting for finances for a down payment or that. I don't know. But if you know you're getting it and you want the exclusive and you only have 9 days left, how come you haven't ordered it yet?
Because at one point I had 24 POs and now I'm down to 7, and I
Right.
just hate adding to it
I
because
understand.
I just want to be free, man. I hate adding to it. But
But do you think by waiting those 8 days, that's going to change anything because you know you're getting it anyway? As opposed to maybe forgetting about it and then screwing yourself out of the exclusive.
Shane, who's your daddy and what does he do?
Oh, who is your daddy and what does he do?
Wow.
I don't know,
who I
man.
would like to hear say that. I don't even know him. Like I've only chatted.
Phoenix,
him.
man.
Phoenix, man. He sounds like Arnold to me.
So he's on the cast of the Chucky movie, and he sends me this shirt that they got from working in the movie. And on the shirt, he writes on it, "Who's your daddy and what does he do?"
He said, I know he hears that all the time because when I first saw him on John's show, he was like, "Yes, I like this and I like that." I was like, "Holy shit, he sounds like Arnold, bro." Anyway, we got
says Cash sounds like someone who's not excited to spend more money.
Hey, man,
I can sympathize.
Exclusive plaque without the plaque is night and day in price.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's move on. We got this Weta piece. Who is this again, Shane?
The Witch King of the Unseen Lands.
What's his name again?
The Witch King of the Unseen Lands.
This is from Lord of the Rings. Is this Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, he's a wraith. So he's the Witch King of the Unseen Lands.
The Ring Wraiths.
No, this isn't I don't believe he's a ring wraith. This
is not a ring wraith. I thought all those 11 kings became ring wraiths.
All of them.
I thought they all did, and then they all.
Yeah, you're right. Because they gave all the ring.
Say that again, Buck.
You're okay. I can't. I'm having selective amnesia. I don't remember.
2 hours, 6 minutes. Flip it.
I don't remember the last 10 seconds, Shane.
Damn you, Buck.
All right.
How many rings for the Son of Man?
Sorry?
How many rings for the Son of Man? They gave them how many rings? Was it 9 or 7?
9, I believe.
9.
Was there not 9?
I think there were 9. But that's why there's the 9 ring wraiths, right? Is he one of them? This isn't one of them. This like the Nazgul.
You might be right. Like I like Lord of the Rings. I really enjoy it, but I'm not like hugely updated on the lore. So you could be very well right. I thought he was, but
you got the Witch King of Angmar. That's the one that Eowyn kills, and then there's the 9 ring wraiths. Like he's one. Like so he is, because is this good? Is this the same one?
I mean, he's all of them like the ring wraith.
Because all of them are on the black horses. They're on the black horses and black. The Nazgul, all of them. You know who I'm talking about, right? I don't know. I can't remember too clearly. It's been a while.
Yes, he is.
I think this looks cool. I agree with Marcos too, because I seen some pieces. He said that this is Weta 1/6 in person. They're incredible. I do like these, even though I don't collect it. I seen. First off, the Weta collection goes deep into 1/6 for Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
And they look absolutely incredible in person. Like, I forget what the one, I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan, but they got this big tree and the guy sitting on the throne. And it was mind blowing to see that in person. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It was like this big tree and it's got the steps going all the way up. And then it's got this character.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about like the Elven King or whatever.
That's from the Hobbit movie. That's got the Lee Pace. I can't remember who that is.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Cool.
Too bad.
Especially when you go to that 1/6 scale, that size, right? Mm-hmm. You can fit so much more because you can add so much more and put so much around it. It just, I really like that.
Everyone's confirming that this is the same character as the Witch King of Angmar, I guess. Marco said this is him in his spectral form. And then the character you're talking about, Thranduil, I believe that's his name. That's Legolas's father.
Okay.
Played by Lee Pace in The Hobbit. Yeah.
There you go.
Here's an update for you guys. For the show in May, we had 12 Weta pieces. We have 103 now for July.
That's what I'm saying. It's fucking crazy. I can't wait to see it, man. And I just got my new camera. Can't wait to use it. All right. This is from Ghostbusters. This is a cool piece. I don't know how big massive thing is getting. This is probably going to be massive.
I like Ghostbusters. I mean, I grew up in the 80s and that. I was a big Ghostbuster fan for the movies and the cartoons, and I had the proton pack and the little trap as a kid, and you spin it and the yellow foam moves around like you're trapping them. But in terms of getting statues, I would never get a Ghostbuster statue just because I don't have room. There's other IPs I would get first. Yeah. But I think they look cool.
Yeah.
It's something you like, Cash?
Yeah, the music's iconic.
In the realm of your stuff?
No, I like the films. It's like, again, it's agreeing with Shane. It's like I do like Ghostbusters, but just from the space standpoint, I have to allocate that space and money to elsewhere. Yeah, but I do think this looks good though, and you definitely have a market for Ghostbusters. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this got teased from J&D, right? So I guess we're going to Catwoman.
Well, there, Buck.
Let's J&Dize. I hope they do it justice, but I'm not. The thing is, I don't have too much faith. Like, because the thing with J&D is always a roll of the dice on the likeness. It's always a roll of the dice.
If they nailed it, would you buy it?
I would be interested. As a guaranteed, no. Especially because Prime 1 Blitzway, they did such an excellent job that I could get a statue that I believe is perfect for much cheaper. Because I'm not like fully committed to the silicone love. Like, I just go for the statue I think looks better.
Right? You're not a J&D boy? Is that what you're saying?
I like J&D, but J&D boy.
I don't know. That's what I hear people say. I'm just repeating.
Yeah, I know.
Buck is a J&D boy. He always says J&D boys rise up.
Oh, there you go. All right, so this is another
custom Joker. That if anybody wants info on it, you could PM myself or Adam or even Kevin, and we'll give you info on who makes it.
It's my favorite Joker statue.
It's up for PO, and the commissioner, if you're not in the group, he doesn't want the group being said out loud. So just PM if you're interested.
So if you cannot say that name in the chat, we would appreciate it. But anyway, this is Riddler.
This is what?
Riddler?
Riddler, yeah.
I thought we were calling him Joker. Shay said Joker.
Oh, I said, sorry.
Wow.
What do you guys think of this? For the Batman fans?
I mean, it's not my favorite version of Joker, but it's well done.
It's from the Arkham games.
Exactly, the game, yeah.
Is this from the Arkham game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hated his damn clues you had to find everywhere in the game. Jesus.
I don't love it.
Oh, there it is right there. Look.
Yeah. I think the screens are pretty cool though. Like the base is pretty cool.
It's like an attempt to get the Prime 1 look, but like there's aspects of the sculpt that are not quite good. I feel like every time I see custom groups do suits, they mess it up.
What don't you like about the suit?
It's always with the pants, man. Let's go to the pants. It's like frumpy in a way, like it makes more sense with this character,
I don't think I got
like the way he is.
Yeah.
But like the way they go into the boots, the folds don't look natural. They look like they're like barely on the surface. Even look at the crotch, they look superficial. Like they're not when you get creases and folds in clothes, there's the kind of folds that show because like the it's like the memory of the fabric. It's like creased into there, but it's not a substantial voluminous fold. Like
you think that's bad right there? That's not bad.
Yeah, I don't think that right there. That doesn't look bad to me.
It's.
Are you saying it's an unnatural fold? That's not what it would look like.
I won't say it looks bad. It just doesn't look good. I would like it. There's so much better if you want to see like great folds or like a suit sculpted well. I think one of the best I've seen in statue form is the Prime 1 Joker where he's seated. The one that pairs with the punchline. That suit is very well sculpted. This is not very good. Like
you need a little bit more fold right there. Is that what you're saying?
Better with the creases
right there. Like the folds, that don't look bad.
Yeah, see, I think the pants look good.
Yeah, I don't have an issue. He's even got like this tuck this tuck fold look, right?
Yeah, that, like those would be like tension folds because, but it's
You just know too much, Buck, right? You know too much.
That's what I said. Buck is very analytical. Sometimes maybe overly analytical, but I really enjoy his perspective on stuff.
Oh, I do too. Yeah. Oh, you got some patterns here. I didn't even notice.
nice.
Yeah, like I like it. It's just it looks well done to me. It's just on my version of Joker that, well, or I keep saying Joker, Jesus, Riddler. I don't collect any Batman villains like that, but I would want more of a comic version just because I'm more of a comic fan than the game fan. But
what do you think about this, Buck? Like the wear on some of the clothing. You think that looks okay?
I have this problem with a lot of different like sculpts where like they put weird textures that this would fabric wear down like that. I want to say probably not gonna look exactly in that way, but like I think this is better than a lot of other like companies do with fabric where you might see stone textures on.
That's
cloth,
what I mean, Marcos. Yeah,
and you're just like wondering where is the why would that be there? On this regard, I think that looks fairly convincing. It looks like there's been a lot of friction in that area, or maybe there was like some burn to the fabric to the surface, and it's like messed up the thread. Like it's kind of like fused together in that area. So yeah, it's convincing. I think the main thing that they did justice on this piece is just the likeness to the character on the comics, because they don't have access to the direct like game files, right? And I feel like they did a very decent job of capturing that, you know. So the upper body for me, it works quite well.
Okay.
Rashid says, I'll let you read it, Buck.
Buck is one of the best, like
don't read it, Buck. You don't have to.
I knew you really. I really appreciate Buck for telling me to buy the life size.
There you go.
I knew Buck would do that.
A complete Star Wars collector.
No,
I was
but
a fraud until Buck came into my life.
This is what I was saying when it comes to like when I say he knows too much is because what Marcos is saying. Like
So Buck, are you actually a designer, an artist?
Yeah,
I am an artist. Yeah, that's what I went to school for.
I didn't know that.
I learning how to sculpt and stuff and do 2D concepts. And
he's got like a portfolio of stuff.
I'd love to see it someday.
All right,
we can make that happen, Shane, if you vote and announce your allegiance.
I'll send it to you.
Look, now they're trying to sway you, Shane. Now they're trying to sway you. This is bribery.
Proprietary information.
So obviously, this looks like a render, right, Buck? Is this a render?
It's a render, yeah.
Render, yeah. All right, Shane, who was this? You wanted me to throw this in there?
So this is one of the issues I have with X-Men 97. I know it's from the comics. I know it's accurate. But when I look at this, that's not the Magneto I want.
Oh, man, I didn't know that. I'm switching.
My Magneto, but I understand it's from the comics. I know it's comic accurate. I know it is. I get it. I still don't have to like it. He's dressed like Mrs. Webb. I don't like it.
The M is for Magic Mike, not Magneto.
Oh no! This Hulk is sick.
Stop hating on zesty Magneto.
This Hulk is sick, man. I'm just saying. This thing looks crazy good to me. It's a custom Hulk.
That looks good.
I like that pose.
This is something like this is what I wish Sideshow would have done with their Hulks. Even though I think theirs look good, I would have liked to see something different because their last Hulk had the same kind of pose with over the arm smashing down. Even though that is an iconic Hulk, I get it. But I would have liked to see this or the thunderclap or something different than their last Hulk. That's all. But I like this.
See what Nice Guy is mentioning about the weird leg? That is true.
Oh.
But like it's not necessarily like that can happen. If you'll see like a lot of, what's an example of where you see like the
Hulk is flexible. He does yoga.
Exactly right. This can happen, but the thing is also, as an artist, you want to exaggerate to some extent, and some things might not look right on some characters, and sometimes the kind of things that where some other artists might appreciate, like people that are buying your stuff, like your statue, just look at it and be like, that's not right, that looks weird. and it's like I'm looking at it and I see the intention to exaggerate the arc and the curve that's going from his lower body with the two legs from one end to the other. Because if you see the other leg, it also has like quite an arc in it, like where it's curved in a way that might not seem entirely natural.
You're saying exactly the same thing here. Just because it's economically correct doesn't mean it'll look good on a statue. That's absolutely right. I say that all the time. Where that's true to the character, but it doesn't translate well in 3D for me.
I think the main thing I would say about this that I don't like too much is that his legs seem too scrawny. Like, come on, like Hulk, stop skipping leg day. I would expect him to, because he has, in terms of general proportions, his lower body is usually as thick as his upper body.
Yes.
For Hulk, but in this case, he has
a bigger arm.
His shins and his quads are not as big as I would expect.
Bro, I don't know, man. Those calves look they're pretty huge, bro. Like,
I know what he's saying, but the rest of the leg proportional to his arms look kind of skinny on some
body
angles.
in general, like compared to his lower
I
body.
agree. Like he's ripped, but it's not as thick. It's not as bulky.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna try to get through more of these pictures here. We're running out of time, but we got a Black Panther statue.
Mm-hmm. It's sad. Cool. It's sad what like Killmonger from the MCU did to a lot of black characters in fiction now, because now they always have that messed up comb over dread. The haircut. Yeah. I hate that haircut. We see it too much now. They gave Miles Morales that haircut in the new Spider-Man game.
Shane, why did you take this down so quick, man? Hold on, let me read this. Still no power at my house. I figured I'd keep the theme and listen to Shane's low energy thoughts.
Go fuck yourself.
Sorry to interrupt, but go ahead.
I was finished too.
This is a cool anatomy, right?
No.
You know, Crippler says the same thing about the hair, Buck, on like black skin statues, that they do the same generic fro type hair.
Mm-hmm.
He says the same thing. He's like, why do they give everyone the same haircut?
It's
the same hair. Honestly, I never noticed it before. And then he mentioned it, and now I see it.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you this: when I tried sculpting black people's hair, I understood why they don't do it. It's just hard. It's not easy. It's actually difficult to do.
That's why
it's really difficult.
It's especially if you're doing like a fade and trying to get that transition.
I can
gotta have a clean fade, man. Gotta have a clean fade.
Really not easy.
Hey, nice guy says Norman. The Norman Osborn, if you remember. Remember that shit?
Yeah. The 360 waves.
360 waves, man.
So this would be cool to put with some Iron Man statues if you got them in your collection. Whiplash Mark II.
Yeah. And the light ups on this look pretty cool.
This looks really cool. I like robotic stuff though. But yeah, let's look at some more of these pictures. It's got a good size to it too. So that's how it scales next to, I guess, some of the Queen stuff. Is this Queen? Yeah, that's Queen, right?
That's Sideshow, right? That's an old Sideshow piece.
That's Sideshow or Queen?
It's one of like Sideshow's 14 Iron Men they did.
Okay.
Wow.
Really cool looking.
I got a piece on PO with this company I'm looking forward to.
I don't know. I would probably never show his face, but the character wasn't like all that cool, but it's a cool suit.
Mm-hmm.
I really like him with his helmet on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks good.
Look at the back. Look how intricate this is. Look at that.
It's nice.
Tell me what you hate about it, Buck.
Oh no. I can't really speak on it. I don't know the design I can't remember the design in the movie and how accurate it is. But as far as like just looking at the mechanical pieces, it looks nice. It looks good.
All right. Next, we'll be looking at this statue.
Where's my bird?
Oh, my bad. So you got Storm. This is a cool looking Storm.
I think Crippler said that he might want to pick this up.
This is a really nice storm. Honestly, this sounds stupid. I might not pick up this storm only because like not that I don't like it, but like the nips is like a little too much for like a character for me to like.
Yeah, but everyone's got nipples, man.
I know, but I just, you know.
You know what? If you liked it, you could honestly just sand those down and paint it black again.
No.
Wow, Buck. Wow.
I was not even trying to crack a joke.
Guys, BBC Saturday nights, you can catch Buck.
Hey, your nipples are too big. I got to sand that thing down,
And those
man.
nipples down and repaint them. That's all you got to do.
I like it though. I think she's got very nice skin complexion.
That looks great.
I think it's very sexy, but still, still shows her powers. Do you like how it shows her powers?
No, I think that's the weakest aspect of the statue. The way the electricity is sculpted is kind of too chunky. It doesn't look too. It was like, I would say this: the electricity is an afterthought, and so is the base. Most of the focus was placed on the character themselves. I feel like this sculptor has been putting out a couple of characters, and I think his main focus is on the character and not so much on the base and the lightning and stuff. I personally don't think this hasn't been picked up by any group. This is more like a personal project, but I think it might be for like sale for a group to pick up if they want to.
Do you guys like this the Frohawk kind of going?
I like it. I think he did a good job.
It looks good. It's not the storm I want. I don't want the black suit storm. I don't want. I don't need a slutty storm, and I don't need a mohawk storm. Even though aesthetically, all those things are really cool. It's just the storm I want.
I don't think it's super slutty. It is a little slightly on the sluttier side, but like,
well, it's slutty. Yeah,
it is. I guess. Yeah, I guess it's showing the nipples. It's showing her ass.
It looks great. Like it's good. It just I want my X-Men from like the '90s animated series outfit. That's what I like. That's what all my other X-Men have. So this wouldn't fit in with that for me.
Does she have like a portrait with the headdress? This is missing it.
I don't know. This is absolutely beautiful to me, though. I really like this.
It's very well done. It looks cool.
There you go.
I don't know, Buck, to answer your question. I'm not sure.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. Nice.
Jojo says, Buck hates everything if it's not Dragon Ball Z crap.
That's not true. That's not
this
guy?
He doesn't hate everything. He's just an analytical thinker, and that's why we got him on the show.
Well, that's not what you said last week. But okay.
What the fuck did I say last week, Shane?
Adam,
I didn't even know he was coming on to the show until today. Like,
Adam, when Shane disappears and like the police are at your door.
Don't listen to anything he says, bro. He likes stirring the pot.
Oh man,
it doesn't mean I'm wrong.
I like this thing. Anyway, let's move on. This is like a really intricate samurai-looking Batman. Is this samurai-ish?
I think this is more Chinese. The armor seems more Chinese.
Yeah, Adam.
Like,
it's racist.
I would like this as an art print, not so much a statue.
Okay. Same here. I mean, like if you want a samurai, I think the XM Samurai line scratches that fucking itch. But if people like this, all the power to them. It's not my thing.
It's like an Asian-looking bat signal.
Chinese dynasty, Adam.
Oh, okay. You called me a racist.
On behalf of everyone
my family's Asian, right?
I apologize to all our Asian viewers.
My wife is Asian.
Adam. Oh, well.
Wow.
That gives you the right to discriminate, then?
No, I'm just saying. I'm a lot less likely to discriminate.
Sorry, guys.
God.
This armor is sick, man.
It does look really cool, though. It does.
Super intricate. So much. You can tell. I mean, so much had to go into this as far as time. Would you agree, Buck?
It depends. Like, yes, but it depends on like your understanding. Like, cause for some of the stuff, the way it works is you find a pattern and you just kind of paste it there. Like it's kind of just works.
the detail that was difficult to do was making the general shape for the armor and like the layering of those shapes on top of each other. Then the stuff like the chainmail part of the armor, that's relatively easy to do. The pattern you see in the armpit that goes, that's like easy to do. In fact, the main shape, that's easy to do. Parts that are a bit more difficult would be the shoulder pieces on like the armor piece along his arm, those like segments. Yeah, so that's like a bit more difficult to do. But even then, if you look at it, he created one piece like of that, and then he duplicated it across the arm multiple times to make the look, right? It definitely is a lot of work, but when you say a lot of work, I don't understand. I don't know how much you mean, because that's like it's kind of vague. I don't know.
I mean, like the level of detail that's in this armor. I mean, like look at every little line.
It's because guys like us who have nothing to do with like making 3D images or any of that shit, we look at this, and the average person who has nothing to do with that looks at this and goes, that must have taken so long to make every one of those armors and overlapping scales.
Right. That's what I was kind of trying to explain, talk about, like the process, right? Because you see those like shapes on the scale, like the shapes on the armor,
like on its ribs and that.
Yeah, all that. That's not difficult to do. That's you get for free. You get for free. That's not difficult. You select the area you want to put it in,
and then you just repeat the pattern.
And you just repeat. You choose the pattern you want from like.
I don't know how to. You get what I'm saying.
Anyone could make these statues.
That's what I'm saying. No.
I got to make one today.
It's like that's what I'm saying. The part that you might think is complicated,
it might not be.
It's not. Even like the stuff on his arm, I was trying to explain like how that goes, like because he'll make one piece and again he just duplicates it. Like it's like control paste.
Even though they look a little different, though, Buck, like some of the design on them is different.
Up until his shoulder, it's the same piece repeating, and then up until his elbow. Sorry, from his shoulder to the elbow, it's the same piece, and then after that, it's a similar design that's been scaled down, but it's changed slightly. But then it's that same pattern repeating from the elbow down to the wrist.
And so zoom in again, Adam, please. Buck, when you look at the bicep and you look past that armor here on the outside, and now you look on the inside, the bicep, and you see like the tubes, or they're not tubes, ropes, chains, whatever. Like all that stuff in there. You saying that's easy? Like you see all kinds of shit under that armor.
I think he's talking about these plated things.
But I'm talking about the other stuff underneath it and on the sides.
Those cords that wrap around. There's a tool. It's like a curve tool. You touch like the point you want it to go, and you touch on the other side. And it'll draw for you across the form. Like that's kind of how it is. But actually, I don't know if this guy specifically got like some stock stuff online and then he used that, or he created his own. So the difficult part comes when you do bespoke stuff and you make it all on your own. But replicating across the model is the easy part. When you say it's a lot of detail, that's like the easy part. To make it happen multiple times, you don't. It's not necessarily as much busy work as you have. It's like creating the pattern. If you do it an original pattern or an original piece.
Good point.
Like,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thank you for that insight, by the way. So I guess what sums it up is the shit you think is difficult is rather easy, and the shit you don't even think of what's difficult.
Yes.
Fair enough. Makes sense.
Wanted to move on to this one. I absolutely love this piece.
It's so cool.
One thing that I don't care for, one thing is, I already said I absolutely love it, but his like hips are thrusted a little too forward for me. I don't. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but
now you're nitpicking.
He looks like he's thrusted a little bit too far forward, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Zoom into the face.
It seems like X-Men 97 Magneto paid him a visit.
Said zoom into the face.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I just wanted to see. Okay, they did make the lenses red. I was trying to see if they made them red or black.
It's got a touch of red.
Yeah.
that might just be like reflection from the light in the scene.
It could be. That's why I didn't know what Vader they were going with, what style.
Do you think his hips are too far forward, or is it just me?
I don't think his hips are too far forward. I think that's like a bit. It's like an exaggerated form because they want to have that like S curve,
and it's the angle too.
Is like body curve. It's like the S curve, so it comes out. It's like an exaggerated curve. It gives us some drama.
Good point.
But like, if there's anything that I'd say that's not too convincing for me, is I think he's too slender. I think it should have more,
a little more
mass on him. Yeah, so maybe like a thicker waist, right? He should have more bulk than this.
I agree. He should, another fucking 30 pounds or something on there.
I didn't even notice that. That's a good point.
But overall, I think it looks pretty sick.
Oh man, this looks so cool.
JoJo has a comment. Buck can't even spit out his hate fast.
Oh my god!
All right, we got who is this character
Press.
again, Shane?
Savage Press.
It looks good.
That's Darth Maul's brother.
Cool.
It's just being done by Zion Art.
What'd you say, Cash?
Oh, I said he didn't last long.
Yeah, unfortunately.
No.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Look at that. I like him with his.
It looks good. This is really good.
Every bad guy with a hood looks better with the hood up.
Yeah.
Every bad guy. It just looks more
evil.
Another victim of the rule of two.
True. I couldn't agree more.
How do you guys like the portrait?
Looks really good.
Looks good.
Looks really good.
Zion Art's been really zeroing it in. They've done some real good statues. Yeah, man.
Will this be fabric or sculpted cape?
He does all sculpted always.
Okay.
Zion Art does not do fabric. That's one thing I really like about him.
One thing I give them credit for is they took because the design from I feel like I've only seen them in the animated series, right? The 3D animated series. And he doesn't this is more realistic than that. And so they took that and they like when they transitioned it to a more realistic look, it's like very successful. I think it looks quite good.
Yeah, I think this looks really good too. I'm not getting it because I have room for one, maybe two more Star Wars characters in my collection, and I'm not saving it for Savage Press.
Wow.
Cool looking though. I love it.
Yeah. Both spots are going to be filled this year. I'm going to be POing both characters. Zion Art's going to be making them both, assuming I like the sculpt, of course.
All right, so this is Colossus's sister.
I believe
Magic?
this. No, I don't know. I believe this happened during the Powers of X, and
yeah, it was during a different storyline.
It's one that I think this was happening during COVID. The storyline for this under Hickman. I can't remember what this is, but this is like Mr. Sinister, Colossus, and Magic in one.
This looks cool though. I like this. I'm like a kid in a candy store though. I like everything. It's easy to impress me.
Dude, when we talk, you want to get everything. You like everything.
But do I pull the trigger on everything, Shane?
You don't. Even some things where I'm like, and I'm not a guy who like enables people, just enable them. I always say, hey, if you love it, buy it. Will it fit in? Blah, blah, blah. Even when he comes to me and says, oh, I love this piece, I'm like, I think you should get it. It'll fit in well. He still doesn't get it sometimes.
Yeah.
But you got to be selective. I appreciate that.
I tried. Well, I've learned my lesson. I've learned my lesson many times. And losing money from statues, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
So
and you know what the focus is right now, so that's good.
Carl knows what the character is. He says this is Rasputin the Fourth, chimera of multiple mutants made by Mr. Sinister.
Way to go, Carl.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I think I knew that barely.
I'm not a huge fan. When they throw like a bunch of other characters together and make a new one, like they did with that Hulk and Wolverine, where they made that, what is that shit, Weapon H or whatever shit they called that. Come on, man.
That's in line with what Mr. Sinister does. Like when he made
Sinister does do that kind of shit with cloning and that. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Like, come up with new characters. for me.
We talked about this statue a little bit before. Kevin was talking in our private chat saying that this is the best Darth Revan that he's seen. And I think I might agree with him. This is a really, from the Knights of the Old Republic, that was a big gain for me. So I really like Revan. And I saw this piece and I was like, man, ooh, so tempting.
Did you ever see him without his helmet? How come he looks like Keanu? I don't know.
He does look a little like Keanu Reeves. That's why
he looks exactly like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That looks like Keanu Reeves.
And it's like John Wick Keanu. That's why I'm like...
It's like cyberpunk Keanu. I was like, what is this? Is this...
So Dinesh brings up a point here. He says, I like XM better. I own the XM one. I really like it. This is obviously different, and the base is pretty big, but I think this looks sick. For me, it depends. Do you really want lightsabers that light up? Is that a be-all, end-all for you? Because if it is, then don't go with the XM because they're bullshit and don't do light-up sabers. But the sculpt is beautiful.
I like this, man. I really
I think it looks sick. This is Zion Art's third Revan statue. Fourth if you count the white variant. And I think it's the best one yet.
Well, those were the statues. We went a little over on our time, but it's all right. We were having a good time, having good discussions, and having our two guys here. He's got President Cash and Buck Fangs. You know what I mean? Yeah. You guys are always welcome. And
thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And if everyone, let's be honest, Monday to Sunday, we pretty much have the same viewers on all the shows, like the same core group of guys that come, maybe an odd one here and there, but the same core. But for anyone who doesn't know, Cash and Buck and Keesis and the crew, they do their show on Saturdays. It's a really good show. I really enjoy watching it. They got a lot of good content, a lot of good discussions. So give that a watch if you're not already.
Yeah, Cash, tell us more about when you have your shows and what time.
We do a pre-recorded show. Try to do it every Thursday. It's called What's New Sideshow. Just any new art prints, any new statues that Sideshow releases, pre-recorded. Then we do the Saturday Night Live chat every Saturday. Still trying to work out the time, either 7 or 8. Just a little family stuff, kind of hindering the time. But
you mean family gets in the way of YouTube? No way,
dude. It's this job pickup, man. Just trying to get it figured out right now. But we go on. It's really just a show of banter, man. Just having a good time. And Buck, Keesis, and then real quick update on Keesis, guys. Our leader, our general for the Horsemen of Hate. He is his wife's been induced, so I'm not sure if the baby's here yet. But
well, congrats, Keesis. All the best, man.
Yeah, Keesis, if you hear this, man, congrats. And I know everything is going to work out well. Yep.
Keesis dropped by in the chat earlier, so he could drop some hate too.
Now you got someone to drip your droplets of hate on there, Keesis.
If you guys aren't subscribed to Cash's
I didn't mean it like that, Cash. Don't give that face.
I didn't know that.
Try to be nice.
Whatever face you want. Yeah. Do it again, Cash. You can do whatever face you want. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, God.
That shit out.
Give me that Buck face.
This face. What face are you going to give back, Shane? What face are you going to give back?
Whatever.
Anyway, go check out Cash the Gemini, his channel. I got to give a shout out to Cash too, because when I first started, like even doing live shows, my very, very first live show, Cash was there and he watched my and it was a fucking disaster.
It was.
I don't know if you remember that, Cash. I was like, I was doing a giveaway. I was like showing my actual laptop. I was like, Cash, how do I do this shit? So big shout out to Cash. Been one of my boys from the beginning. So we appreciate you. Buck?
I guess my departing words are, you're a fake collector.
Oh no.
Your shoes are fake.
No.
You don't have the statues you're supposed to have.
No.
You're clowning on silicone, but I know you wish you had it.
Oh, let it out. Let it out. Go ahead.
You need to take that beanie off and put back the LL Cool J back on, because at least back then you were funny. You know who you are.
Are you talking about your vision? Is that who you're talking
about? Man. You know you're wearing a beanie. I thought you were talking about yourself for a second. I was like, who is he talking about?
No, he knows who he is. He knows who he is. He's a fraud.
Oh, man.
He's a fake collector.
That's no way to talk to President-elect Rashid.
I'm not talking about Rashid. Like, how could I possibly?
So you're talking about Vision.
Rashid? Vision? No, not Vision either. Like, he knows who he is. Whoever I was talking about.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Marcos. Much love to you guys. Thank you for all you do for the community. We appreciate how you hook us all up, man. Thank you. Shane, the Dark Lord from his spaceship. Any last words? It actually does look like you're in a fucking spaceship, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know. People have told me. They also said, man, it looks like your room goes on forever back there. But it's only about 15 feet. If I'm not here, you'll find me on Wednesdays, Constructive Outrage, and maybe a scattering of shows in between here and there. But
I was going to
tell on, guys. It was a good show. Appreciate having you both on.
I was going to tell Crippler he needs to make a separate channel for like gaming so we could just live stream with him because that shit's fun every time. We just need to figure it out.
Well, he's gonna stream every time we play.
Yeah, but he needs like I think I still like the show he does, but I'm saying if he makes another show like not conjunction with what he's doing,
another YouTube channel.
Yeah, like a different channel just for like gaming and like streaming. I think Crippler especially would do really, really well with that.
Well, Crippler has his own personal Twitch that he streams off of. But just when I'm on there and when you're on there, he streams it for the community just so he could interact with them and because they know us and stuff like that. But when he plays alone, he streams on his own personal Twitch. So I don't think he'll make like a separate
another YouTube. Okay. Well, anyway, if you guys aren't part of spreading democracy, you guys need to get with it because there's a war going on and the fucking bugs are taking over. We need every body that we could take. What did they say in the game? It's if you're 7 years and older, you need to enlist.
Wow.
No.
Jesus.
I'm just Anyway, guys, I appreciate you joining me here on the Collector's Table Live. We had a really good discussion, and we'll see you back here where every collector has a seat. Thanks, guys.